Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Suited and Booted, and it feels very good to just sit here with my guys and just waffle. They're my favourite type of pods, and for some reason I feel like they're your guys' favourite type of pods. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. To my left we have...
Lord Mahazi.
I'm Jerome. To my right...
Number 10.
CFO. Now, one thing about the CFO is he's always been a very frugal guy. But he has on Christian Dior.
Yeah, Dior.
Runners. Now, either you didn't buy them. There's no way you justified, because I know they're probably, what are they, Jake? Over 750?
I don't know. I also think they could be from Fiji.
Nah.
Min gave you a 50-50.
50-50.
50-50.
50-50. That's fair.
Damn.
That's a good relationship.
What was that for? A present?
1 year.
Really?
Oh, congrats.
Congrats, man.
How do you say congrats in Mandarin? She said.
Thank you.
Wait. Weren't you after me?
Yeah, it's coming up.
It's coming
it's not there
an
yet.
early gift.
Ah, cool.
How was your week? We'll start with you.
Good.
Yeah, done.
Yeah, done.
How about your week, man? I was with you every fucking day.
Yeah. We lived together this week.
Right, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had pretty fun
Yeah, we had a good
time.
Yeah.
Gav.
Mine, positive of the week.
Well, I didn't say positive, but go for it. Just let him go.
Let him go.
Positive guy.
Go on.
Yesterday I did my first full training.
Hey.
Full training.
All right, let's just cut the shit. Gav's at Malvern. Now, I say that.
Malvern, why have you not announced him?
I'll say that because when Gav wasn't here, they're like, you guys are trying to keep Gavin's club a secret. It's been on transfer market for a month.
Has it?
Yeah. You're still on the Googles.
I didn't know NPL was on transfer
Bro,
market.
State one.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is, bro.
What?
Who's
Who is
updating
updating that
But
shit?
also, why is, respectfully, why are you sending support messages to the Sri Lankan national team?
They've
Like
asked me to do
outside a Chinese restaurant, Gav's just like...
No, that was Sri Lankan restaurant. I walked there on purpose. Because if you looked at the back, it was them. Shout out Wade Decker. Honestly, shout out Wade Decker.
He scored.
Pretty sure, first international goal. So, up the decks.
See, you're itching for it, aren't you?
Yeah, I love it.
Gav, what's your favourite Sri Lankan dish?
Just that
fucking Nor's setting him up.
No, I used to go to my grandpa's and he would always make me papadums. Unbelievable.
Now, is that... Yeah. Don't point at me. Nor said it.
Can you Google that?
Is that Indian or Sri Lankan?
In his defense, what
Okay.
I'm going to say is, ethnically, South Indians
Tamil.
and Northern Sri Lankans are
the
all
same.
Tamil.
Yes.
And so they're one ethnicity, so they would share food.
So he's... Okay.
But I
Surely
think
my grandpa
I think
wouldn't
you've
be
saved him
cooking.
there on a technicality. I don't think he...
I want him to play
I
international
genuinely
football.
believe that might have been a Sri Lankan,
They've actually asked me to do a podcast with game analysis with the Sri Lankan.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean game analysis?
What are you gonna
There's a game
analyse?
analysis, Sri Lankan game analysis, and they've asked me to pod with him.
like a podcast.
analyst.
Yeah, of the game.
Analyst.
Yeah.
Don't step.
No. I just said it wrong.
So
Hey, can I give a shout out to Peter?
Yep.
I went to Drogba's house on Friday before our State 3 first game of the season, and did I get royalty treatment?
He did,
I don't
man.
know if that's your everyday type dinner,
Probably not, to be fair.
but like you insinuated it wasn't. But
Yeah,
man,
did you mention that Jake was coming?
yeah.
So she put a bit of spice.
Entree.
on it.
We had an
we had an
entree.
entree which was like this crisp bread. Well, it was like, but it was with peppers. Not
yeah, it
like,
was with peppers.
and like olive oil and basil, and it like I could have eaten 100 of them.
Yeah.
And then it was
Nice.
straight seafood pasta.
Do you know
And
what's
I just
funny?
never wanted to
I
leave
need
that.
that
I
right
never
now.
wanted to leave
Oil.
that house, man.
White sauce or red sauce?
It was
or
like
a tinge of red.
It was a tinge of red.
Oh,
Do you know what's funny?
best.
Yeah.
My dad, who's had veneers done, by the way, so he
Really?
looks hilarious.
Like clearly?
Wow.
Clearly?
I know where you're
Dad
going
is
with
the
you.
ultimate
recently-
rebel.
By the way,
wait.
Jerome's dad is an absolute card, man.
yeah, he's a
Really?
guy.
Like he's
a guy.
He is an entertain. To be honest, their house, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
With
right.
what I've got to my left.
Yeah,
Hey, can we do a
film.
vlog?
Yeah, we can.
Dinner at your place?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah,
It'd be fucking
yeah.
chaos.
I'm telling you, entertaining.
Be a lot of timestamps.
Yes.
My dad.
Because of who?
There's a lot of Jerome.
Because of who mainly?
Probably my dad.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and my
Politically
dad.
incorrect or vulgar or?
He's no, not vulgar. My dad's not vulgar. He's
There's
not vulgar.
there's no harm in any of
Yeah,
what-
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's what I mean.
But-
So just politically incorrect.
But there is a side of the world that wouldn't appreciate.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. So my dad is, without even knowing, is wearing an unlaced t-shirt when Jake walks in.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't fit me anymore. So I just give my old clothes to my dad.
Right.
He had no idea who I was.
Yeah, had no idea. And then he told my dad who he was, and my dad still had no idea. So what I mean by
Did he
that
say,
is...
oh?
No.
This one. Hey, Dad, this is Jake. G'day, Jake. How you going? 5 minutes later, we sit down at the dinner table. My dad goes, now, which one's Jake?
Yeah, he goes, he was borderline, was that Rashid or Jake?
Yeah. And I said, he just told you his name 5
Oh,
minutes
yeah,
ago.
no, I know
How
Rashid.
many people were at the house?
No one.
Just me and
Jake.
Jerome.
No, but he's saying like...
Oh, out of
out
the
of the
group.
pod. Out of the pod. Yeah, now, which one's Jake?
Which
And
one are
I'm just
you?
like, and my mum's like, he said Jake
Yeah,
5 minutes ago.
Yeah, his mum absolutely.
Yeah, but that's normal. That's normal.
It was really entertaining,
That's
man.
normal. And then my brother was fake shy, like he always is when people come over.
Beautiful meal, man.
Yeah. Although Max wasn't mature enough to eat the seafood.
Wait, what do you mean your brother was fake shy?
My brother is the...
Which brother?
I've got one brother,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Max.
But Jake knows Max, no?
Yeah, but bro,
I've never properly had a conversation with him until I was at the
okay.
house. I've
Right.
met him before though.
my brother is the stupidest and funniest person I know. There's
Really?
no comparison. My brother is the funniest person I know, but no one else sees it. It's one of those
I've
like...
never seen him crack a
He's-
joke.
He's asked Nor, what's he like at fives?
Sensational.
Just quiet.
Quiet, but he's so sensational when you actually get to hang around him.
Yeah, just
But he's
Right.
very, very quiet around me.
quiet, cool dude. You know,
Chillaxing.
chillax. He's always chillaxing, Max is.
yeah.
But yeah, my brother's like that. Jake came over. We had a wonderful dinner. And then we went to go watch the mighty Sandringham Soccer Club versus Croydon City.
Can we just talk about Croydon's setup?
Hold on, we'll get to it, Gav.
Yeah. Apparently,
Oh,
it's
yeah, we'll-
dramatically changed. I've
We'll
never seen
get
it
to
before,
that.
But it was,
So, this leads me to my first point of the pod. Oh, before that, how stupid of me. 5 stars on Spotify right now. Just do it. Even if you're driving.
just do it.
Costs you nothing.
They're rolling pretty good, by the way.
Yeah.
I look at them.
Yeah,
They're rolling
Well,
pretty
every
good.
time to the Buddhist credit, every time we ask,
Yeah.
it follows.
Just
I think we genuinely have the best following by like percentage of people that listen to a podcast versus like actually engage
Actual
and showing
boomers.
love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're high percent, man.
There's a lot of soul invested.
Real.
Go follow
real
Bootin' About like right now. Because your
Yeah.
Spotify will actually, it'll keep playing. It's a mad feature where the audio keeps playing. You can go into other apps. So go follow Bootin' About right now for the pure fuckery. Give us 5 stars on Spotify and like us on YouTube. That's all we ask of you guys. We're actually not asking for anything else. Anyway, now that's out of the way. Me and Nor's still Dre. Oh, Nor's here too.
Bottage.
Nor Bottage.
What is here, but, you know.
Shit. Totally
Can
forgot.
we just say about that, just quickly about Norbotic?
Yep.
Taggart got injured and Duke has been called up for replacement.
That is right,
And there
Gavin.
are other 3...
They're not happy.
How much of the is that?
Wow.
The old
Segicic
Popper.
did it
Well,
Yeah, that's
well,
not something he
the
wants
latest,
to see, I feel.
The latest...
I
knows? Who knows?
personally
Maybe he does.
like
I
it,
like
but
when
I know that
athletes do that,
coach.
yeah.
That coach.
well, and also Duke
Yeah.
was sipping on coconuts 3 days earlier from his latest post.
Was he?
He was on holiday.
Did you see a
So-
coconut in there?
Dukey.
Yeah.
I love Mitch Duke. Shout out Mitch Duke. He likes all our shit. So I hope he does well.
You're the most biased guy in the world.
Adam Tag.
He's a fan of his. I'm a fan of him. He's the best striker we've ever had.
Tags, bro. Do you know Tags loves you?
I fucking love Tags.
Yeah, yeah.
I've loved Tags my whole life.
Did you ever have him in the DP?
Pause!
Valid. It's valid.
I had to yell that. I'm so sorry. With who? What, me and Jay? No. The only people I've ever had as my Facebook display picture was Andrew Naboot for 2 days and Romelu Lukaku. We spoke about this.
Anderlecht?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, at Anderlecht. Anyway, where were we? Yes, Gavin. Good point.
Croydon.
I don't think some coaches. Maybe he was just like a little girl, like a cheeky, like
Nah.
his ex. Call me.
Do you know
Well,
what?
even
It was because like the three boys that missed out.
Yeah.
I don't know. Milanovic just held his top up like a gangster.
I think
was-
that's got nothing to do with the call up.
I think it has everything to do with the call.
Yeah.
Nah, there was a few.
Oh, of
There was
course.
two
I mean, how
players.
do we
shirt
know
up.
though? To be
No,
fair,
Milanovic, I don't think. Like,
Yeah.
that's just gangster.
Yeah.
That was sick.
Yeah.
That was
He's
like
had a
Lionel
great
Messi,
season,
you
man.
know.
He was probably a bit.
Segic and Botic were like,
Yeah.
But to their favour, man, they've had killer seasons. So
bro, they're both the top scorers.
Yeah.
in the
Yeah,
league.
Noah Bodic is a killer.
How's that not wild to not call them up then?
Well, look, man. He's
Like, obviously, the
Let's be
other guys
honest,
have
off-
experience, of course.
But I think that's all it is.
Yeah.
because it was a
But
World Cup
that's- yeah.
qualifier.
off result,
and it's
they
probably
did
'cause
very
Australia's
well. They
doing it. We'll get
also
there.
played against Finn's club.
We'll get there. Let's
Thanks,
leave
club.
Socceroos for a
Yeah.
sec. I actually have to reply to this message.
who
We
is
turned
it?
up. We turned up to.
My mum.
Oh,
So we turned up to Croydon. Tell her I just
yeah.
gave her a shout out.
Yes, I will. Jake just shouted
Out
you
your secret
out
pasta.
on the
Bro, it was so good.
podcast.
That
Lol.
sounds
And like a
sensational.
massive bowl too. And I got given the bowl first. And Jerome's like, "Where's mine?"
Yeah, and I also said not that much because
Yeah.
she gave Jake about 3 kilos. But anyway,
Goodness. I need that. I'm pescatarian right now. Haven't had
Yeah,
a
go get
dairy or
your-
nothing in time.
I did that 2 years. So good, bro.
Goodness.
go get yourself
That
a
is so
marinara.
good.
It is, man.
I did it in Portugal too.
But not by choice.
My nails started growing back. Besides my hair, everything started growing.
Everything grew.
Yeah, man.
Even your dick.
Everything grew.
Oh my God, give me some tuna.
I'm serious, man.
Give me a whale at this point.
Sperm whale. Sperm whale.
Sperm whale.
pescatarian. Hey, pescatarian. You never tried
Jerome's
it?
working on the docks all of a sudden.
Yeah. Gee, Jerome, you stink.
Jerome, yeah.
Yeah, but
But I got a third leg.
they call me tripod.
Yeah, they call me tripod. No,
You'd be fucking hooking
Holy
it.
shit.
Hooking absolutely everything.
that's exactly right.
Such a good conversation.
He's
Yeah,
fucking
now.
mate. He's not only does he say it the best, his timing of when to say it, the shit's getting there.
You can't overuse it because then you become an annoying cunt.
3 times per hangout.
But
Yeah.
he does say it a lot.
yeah.
But he
Originator though.
But you don't get sick of it when he says it.
So we drive to Croydon. Shout out Jake for driving me. And we get there and I go, oh, there's a bit of a halt in our entrance.
Yeah. I had the same situation.
Now, I'm going to make a whole topic out of this. And I want everyone's views, and I've actually done some data analytical research. Yes, and analyst research. Right. Now, usually this is Rash's bag, but I thought I would decide to jump in and do some of my own scientific.
Well, because you got a bit of feedback on your initial view.
That's exactly right.
Yes.
So, I just want to preface this by saying, you can, whatever club you're at, if you're running the admin or you decide to charge people, you can do whatever you want. It's completely up to you guys. There's no right or wrong answer. This is just my personal take and a lot of other people's opinion.
Did you just try and say everyone?
And the majority of everyone.
Well, there are some people that, had different opinions. But anyway, we get there and I'm like, they're not serious, are they? They're charging for a State League 3 game.
Well, I said on the way in,
Was this at the door?
I said, bro, do I need accreditation and stuff? Because like I don't have any. I'm like, I don't know how this works. I'm like, they're not going to charge. Like, do we have to pay? And he goes, bro, it's state. Like you'll never pay.
Yeah, well, I said that.
Before we'd even turned into the venue.
Yeah, I said
and then
it's
there's a
State League.
sign and like 2 people there and like hi-vis and
I'm like, well, this is interesting. We get there. Jake rolls down his window. I'm going to out us, but I don't care.
sorry
Yeah.
as well to the lady. I
Yeah,
did. So
sorry.
I just had to think quick.
We had to.
I'll fucking make it back up to you, I
We had
promise.
to.
But
Hey.
I just had to think quick. I didn't want to leave my man in the dirt.
Bro, we spent $50 at the canteen.
Actually, no, I bought
the
fucking a lot. I
coffees.
bought 18
Yeah,
coffees.
Exactly.
So you're right.
That's exactly right.
Well,
so,
that's exactly right.
So
Wait,
we
how
get-
many coffees did you have?
I bought fucking a whole team of coffee.
He bought literally every sub.
Yeah,
coffee.
right.
Anyway, we get there and she's like, yeah, that's $10 each, please. And Jake goes, oh, I'm a player, which is true.
She goes, gets my name.
Jake Barker Daesh gets his name on the list. And what about the guy next? What about the guy next to you? And Jake goes, oh, that's a player too. And I'm there like with not looking like a player. And she goes,
what's his name?
Jerome Calaf. Doesn't seem to be on here.
Hold on. So she didn't ask what his name is.
No, she did.
Oh, she did
But
both.
I was. That's how they do it. You're
Yeah,
in a list.
okay.
Tick off.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
you're
cool.
good. Then she's like, "Who's this?"
The funniest thing of this entrance was she goes, Jerome Karloff, I don't see his name there. And Jake goes, well, he just signed this week, so probably not on the list yet. And she goes, just go through.
I'm
Jake's
so sorry.
The fact that you
That's
guys did a
fucked.
skit about getting in at
Yeah,
the door
yeah,
is so crazy.
But that was for NPL.
Like on the dot right there, I would have been like, oh, I'm injured today. I'm not on the squad.
Yep, that's a good
I
point.
panicked, man. I panicked.
No, you would panic. You smooth as hell.
Yeah. Well.
You were
Okay,
smooth
so
criminal.
go on, yours is the next.
Nah, I feel really bad for but we did. We promised. We put $100 back in the club.
Dude, let's just get to this topic, right? Should you pay for state league football in Melbourne? Now, for those in Sydney or Adelaide or whatever, again, I say this every ep and I need to learn. I don't know your system very well, but I did ask some people, some names from Sydney, how their systems work, and we'll get to the results that I got from that in a jiffy. We get in there and it's probably the best state league facility I've ever seen.
Bad.
So, artificial pitch. They've got 2 outdoor volleyball nets with like this mad surface. They've got maybe, 2 other pitches there to train on and stuff. A massive pavilion, grandstand. They had a catering company doing their canteen, not just some, everything was all legit.
No wonder these guys are charging to get
glass
in.
lookout onto the
Glass
pitch.
lookout, see through, full view of the whole
Wait,
pitch.
so the senior team's pitch is synthetic?
Yes, it's a synthetic
No,
pitch.
the game was played on grass, but there's like a
Oh,
full-size
training.
synthetic.
Okay, right,
It's
right.
full-size synthetic for training and stuff.
Sorry,
the game was going
Jakey.
on.
The grass was so good it looks synthetic.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why I've genuinely have just said synthetic there.
Where is Croydon?
Far east. Like
The maps don't even take you to the proper car park.
Yes, that's very true. Well,
Between-
that's exactly right.
between RSA and Baronya's halfway between RSA, Baronia, Croydon.
Yeah, my point is, let's just get back to this. I'm at Malvern this year. That state of the fucking art facility should be in the centre of Melbourne,
Yeah.
in Malvern, or around that area, instead of Croydon, where
That's a wild statement, but it's up to you.
Croydon,
Gav.
that's not all of our views.
Yeah, that's not my view. That's not my view.
I don't know how Croydon are running their club or whatever, if they've got a good junior system or whatever, but their stadium and their facilities is absolutely ridiculous.
Let me just
incredible.
say, right? So the reason I brought this up is because, and I didn't ask for the boys' permission. It's not even me anyway. It was the social media guy. I put it up, and I didn't even say something that bad. I really just said, Croydon just tried to charge us $10 for a game. Come on, Croydon. And then I put one on my personal story saying the same thing because I knew people would react to it because it is absolutely foreign to me that a State 3 club would charge. The highest I've paid, the lowest I've paid, I should say, is $5 for a State 1 game at Casey Comets, which I thought was abysmal in itself because it's you're charging me $5 to watch a game on a paddock. Before all you people call me tight asses, number one, yes, I am. And number two, it's not about how much they charged. They could have charged $1. I personally don't believe you should charge for State League football. Now, granted, every player on a pitch is better player than me, but the quality's appalling. It's not something I'd pay for.
What is a top level MPL club charge?
Now, we'll get to this.
Okay.
Right? So,
Can I just give my 2 cents on this?
Yeah, go. Give 3
I
cents.
think
$10.
Yeah, give $10.
I think if
Give me the
if
drums.
they own the pitch, like your Springvale White Eagles, your Heathertons, whatever, and they've got access holding the gate, then they can really do what they want. But if it's like a club that it's council owned, then it's slightly different.
Jakey, are you able to message one of the boys at Sandy, one of the higher up boys, to find out if Croydon. I believe it's a government
But then
public facility.
for me,
But
it's
what
more,
they pay them to be there though.
I know. So obviously, and for me, I see it as it's local football. There's an organisation behind it. You should support the local business.
Yeah, you should support the local business.
I'm of the view that these clubs are trying to that they're doing the right.
They're trying to
thing.
survive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I need to know. First, I need to
I didn't
get a
know that- I
relative
didn't know that,
understanding
like-
of how much that money is in comparison to other clubs.
Yeah, like
I'll tell you right now.
I think last
Okay.
year at like Heatherton, I went with my old man, and seniors was like $2-3 or something, and like entrance was like $5. But then again, Croydon, the facility is unbelievable. So
I mean, I didn't really blink an eyelid at it until Jerome was like giving me some background of like state leagues that typically you just go and watch.
What do you mean? Didn't you lie to get him in? What do you mean you didn't bat an eyelid?
panicked. And again, I'm
But
sorry.
but obviously, you had a hesitancy to pay as well, or you
Well, no,
had a
I-
hesitancy for him to pay.
yeah, I just like I didn't want to make my mate pay when I'm like going in for free. Like I would have paid for him, but he was wearing Sandy kit, and it just came to my head.
Look, let me get to the bottom of this for you guys and prove that I'm right. We got a few DMs. Thank you, people, because they're all fans at the end of the day. They all said they love the pod, so I love you guys as well. Like Noah said, I'm biased. But they said, you may want to check the rules before you slam clubs for charging a fee. First of all, if that's what you think slamming is, then you don't want to know what we take out of the pod. Apparently, there used to be a staggered amount that went higher as you went up through the state leagues, but now it's $10 for State League 1 to 3. No, it's not. It's not. Remember, as you boys want to make this your full-time gig, which I support and fully understand, you need to understand that clubs like Croydon in State League 3 need all the money they can get from resources. Sponsors are scarce and small. Not for one club. Bar takings are not the huge revenue streams they once were. Clubs make it free for their members, so you either grab a membership or pay the entrance. Fair enough, bro. Fair enough. We had someone else say,
Would you be open to getting a membership at Croydon?
no, why would I do that for?
Go down once every
Go down,
few weeks.
become a Croydon member.
Nope, I'm a Sandy guy. And a Lindell guy. Let me just read a few others that we got sent in. Some Sandy hate, which I wasn't a fan of, which Jake will get to later.
did Luich play, by the way?
Yeah.
Yep, he did.
I don't know how.
Did he score?
Nearly.
Yeah, they gave him the goal.
Oh, yeah, he did. He did score. I meant the second one. He nearly bagged two. Yeah. Someone else said, how do you expect these fucking prima donnas to get $1,500 a week? Clubs can do what they want. No one below State 1 should be getting $1,500 a week. They do, and that's cool, and I'd take the money. But really, it probably shouldn't happen. Daddy Dan said it was also illegal. Now, I'm going to be real with you. Jake, or someone, please fact check this so I don't look like a fuckwit. Can we find out if the government built Croydon's facility?
I don't know if that's relevant.
Yes, it is.
Can I? Okay, why? How much do other clubs charge?
Nothing.
Well, then I also
No. I'm saying NPL.
Be charging
Can I-
now.
yeah,
I'm saying
Can I
NPL
have the
level.
standard?
I reckon
Can I just say
it's got to be
this?
normal.
Hold on, Gav.
Can I
Hold on.
just-
Let me give the stats.
I don't think they're in
Can
an
I just say
anomaly.
this though? If let's just say we're running an academy, we're paying for the ground. Let's just say we put a game on and it's proper organised. We've paid for the ground, so we've got to make it back. Which they, if it is council property, they've obviously paid for the ground for the night, for the referee, whatever. They have to make that back. So them charging at the door, I think, is more than reasonable.
Wasn't your point before if they own the ground, then it's okay? If they don't, it's not?
Yes.
Yes, but now I don't know. I don't know
Now,
what
now
to
you
think.
realise that they probably pay for the ground
Yes.
if it's council.
I think it's the reality that as any form of business, when you're putting on some form of product,
Event.
it's like or event,
Yeah.
it costs something,
Yeah.
right? Whether you own the ground, whether you don't own the ground, whatever. It's like, and so I can understand
Yeah,
from a
but
business
boys,
perspective.
It's not
Now,
normal.
I think realistically, as you go lower in the leagues, the only avenues that you should be making money from is your canteen and things that revolve around that. If you can sell merch, if you whatever. But it's like, I'm not paying right now $15 to go watch State 4.
No.
Well, let me ask you this. What do you mean shouldn't?
Oh, you can do it if you
this
want
is
and
a
watch
rash
it fail.
question.
No, because
Finished.
Well, that's exactly right, Rash.
what if you had have been there with Jake and Jake didn't lie, you would have paid to go watch, right?
Yeah, I would have just said, here's fucking $10, but this is
So-
stupid.
And this
So
is the last
why-
time I'm here.
Yeah, exactly right.
Would that dictate whether you go back?
No, because then I look like a tight ass, but I need to make the point of they can do whatever they want, which I said at the start. People can do whatever they want. It's just not the norm. I've asked the suited and booted listeners.
Oh, your point was that it's not normal.
My point is it's not normal.
See, that's what I didn't
extortionate.
know.
Oh,
Apparently,
right.
it's
Yeah.
not normal at that
They
level.
can do whatever
not
they
about
want.
Where
what they
I've
should
ever
or
gone,
shouldn't
you
do.
Nah,
paid to
do
get
what you
in.
want.
Oh, right.
You played in the A-League.
But like,
Of course, people pay to
MPL,
get it.
even if I went as a fan to like watch games,
Yeah.
like going to the MPL, there'd always a
True.
fee.
So you just never been around
But
state
he
leagues
was
like that.
he was giving me like a history lesson
Yeah.
because I was like, oh, accreditation. He's like, bro, you stay, like, just chill. Like, and then we pull up, and I'm like, bro, there's
Clearly
like,
things have changed.
there's a fucking
Yeah.
sign and like
Yeah.
people in high vis.
And Peter's there.
We went to watch State 3 last year, Salts versus Heatherton. Did we pay?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean in terms of the venue. I think that differs because if there's like gates and you have to get in through a certain way, then yeah. But if it's like Croydon to St Kilda and you walk from fucking Elwood Beach
Like
and
the
you just get on,
public park.
yeah, then it's different because like where the hell are they going to stop you?
Like I wonder.
That's true.
Hey, you
Yeah.
there? You come back here.
That's what I meant.
I
That's what
wonder
meant.
if the 17 Filipino dudes playing volleyball paid to get in. They didn't. They could have watched the game for free. But anyway, my personal opinion is that it's not the right thing to do, but it's also not the norm. I said on Suited and Booted, should State 3 charge for entry? 85% said no. 15% said yes. Fair enough. I said, what level should you start paying to watch amateur football in Victoria? 81% said State 1 and above. 12% said State 2. 4% said State 3. 3% said State 4. If you're paying for State 4, fucking hell. Not after what I saw on the weekend. What do you think is the right price for an NPL game? $20, 6%. $15, 39%. $10, 54%. What do NPL teams usually charge in Sydney? 15 to 10 was the answer we got from people. Is the norm.
For State 3.
No, for NPL. Do non-NPL clubs charge in Sydney? Now, the poll said 40% yes, 60% no, but I got in a bunch of DMs saying that it's outrageous and they've never heard of it that you charge outside of NPL in Sydney. Like, people have not heard of...
Oh, Sydney people are saying that's outrageous.
Yeah, Sydney people are saying, like, unless it's NPL, and even some NPL games are free in Sydney, I've been told.
How many people were at this Croydon game?
Oh, it's hard to say, man.
Like, how many spectators is State 3 getting?
I was like, I'd say
100,
a
200?
yeah, a couple of hundred max. Was there?
Like, what
so
are you
they're
making?
making what? $2,000.
Yeah, maybe.
So for a State 3, I mean,
Does
that's
that
probably
pay all their
important
team's
money.
wages?
Yeah, it's probably important money for a State 3.
Does it pay all their
team?
team's wages?
Yeah,
Probably
well, obviously
pay.
not if one person's
No,
on
it
1,500.
definitely doesn't.
Why would anything be for free, though?
No, Rash.
I don't get. I
Put
really
your
don't
marketing
get it.
stuff to the side.
It's not a marketing, bro.
No,
Why?
bro,
Why would
you would not pay for State League football, bro?
But I don't have ballitis, bro.
All right, would you pay for Rash?
Would you pay for State 3? Tell me yes or no.
No.
Bro, I don't have ballitis.
Forget
You don't need to have ballitis. I'll give you it.
Rash, do you enjoy coffee?
Yeah. No.
No, he
Okay,
doesn't.
Sorry.
Do you enjoy mate?
Yeah.
All right, would you pay for a mate made by a child?
Exactly. Thank
No
you.
skills.
Is that how you would
no
define
skills,
State
no
3?
tactic.
No,
I'm not saying. I'm
There's
just saying.
ballers in State
Mate
3.
made by children.
This is that's the biggest drive-by on State 3.
No.
It's ever been heard.
Because this is like because when you watch State 3, the
Yeah.
players can be anywhere from
I'm
an
playing
NPL
in this
veteran.
league.
It's like watching children.
Yeah.
To a 16-year-old.
Hold on, hear me out. NPL veteran or A-League previous player, whatever, can be in there, so the quality's crazy, right? Or someone who's actually really not that great.
Bro, I
who
saw
should be in
a
State 5.
12-year-old come on for State 4 on the weekend.
Right, it's possible. That's what I'm saying. and there is no.
Ask Lindale.
My thing is, there's no
There's
tactic.
no way a 12-year-old played senior football
that
on the weekend. That's a
exaggeration or what?
stretch,
Dude,
bro.
he was about 4'10".
I think that's illegal.
That's
gotta be illegal.
Tactic is not applied. It's almost like if the kitchen at a restaurant was a Michelin chef, and then they go, here you go, waiter, go serve it, and it's a little kid runs out and serves it to you.
No, it's like this, bro.
It's like Argentina.
It's like
It's
this.
not-
It's like this. Yeah, Michelin star, which is. I was going to say A-League. Okay, the top division, right?
Yeah,
Top division.
on his team, Jake is the Michelin star chef.
Yeah,
And then there's
a
someone
restaurant that's family run.
No,
There's
no,
two employees.
no.
It's the mum and the dad, and then
That's a
we're rocking up and going. Why we pay for my phone?
No. You guys have just chose the worst analogy.
All right, give me a different
Because
one.
you always pay at a family restaurant. You never fucking pay at State League.
Give me.
But I think
That's what I'm saying by the norm. Like, you always pay. Always pay
But
at a
they
family.
obviously pay their players, right?
Every fucking State 3 team does.
Okay, so the players must be decent to be getting paid.
What do you think decent is?
It just comes back to if people are going there and then they're willing to pay, why would they not charge?
Yeah,
Wouldn't you?
I think it's
if
like, for
people are
example-
coming and they're willing to pay,
I hear it,
why would
yeah.
I not charge? Well, it doesn't
Okay,
why?
so they bring up the point of, which is fair, like, clubs are struggling. Brother, have you seen your facility? Have you seen other clubs? Go down to see what facilities they got. And you want to talk about struggling? Have you seen?
This on fire.
he's lost it.
Yeah.
He's fucking lost it.
We went to fucking Springvale White Eagles the other day. I love him. It's old school as fuck. Nothing's been done there. They're an NPL club. And they want to talk about clubs are struggling. It doesn't look like with this fucking grandstand.
Yeah, it was like that. That can't ooze struggling. It didn't ooze.
Come on.
It oozed like this is a redevelopment.
Did they?
And infrastructure.
If
that's
anyone
gonna
hasn't
support
been to
the whole
Croydon,
part
go
of
to Croydon, jump the fence just for Jerome's sake and get in.
I don't want
But,
this to
like,
be an
it's
attack
crazy.
on Croydon. It
I
just
know,
happened
I
to
know.
be the club.
Yeah.
Because you know what? It's actually an amazing club. Like, if you have those
Yeah.
facilities,
It's crazy.
They were really great people too.
good people, good
And
canteen, good food.
I can't emphasize and apologize enough for my sharp lie just to try and salvage a
$10.
mate. But we did put a lot of money back
Bro,
in.
what's worth more? Me speaking about them on here or giving them $10? Do the math, man.
Well,
that's
generally-
optimization.
Hey, wait. but
He's so spiteful.
can I just
Exactly.
let's do a Gavin
Gav Wisdom
scenario
Corner.
here. Gavin Wisdom Corner,
Gav
but
Wisdom
with Jerome.
Corner.
Go.
Hold on, Gavin Wisdom Corner with Jerome.
Tell me not to get personal.
No.
No, just say it to me.
Don't get personal.
Okay, I won't. Let's go, man.
Yeah. So what am I talking
Wait,
about?
no. I'm going to ask you a question.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask you, if you ran a club
Yep.
and you knew 300 people are going to come watch every week, and you try selling them $10, getting them to pay $10, and they pay it, are you going to go, you know what? I'm not going to charge them $10.
No. I'm not answering that. I love you, but I'm not answering that.
Why?
Because no other club does.
But that's
But,
that's
okay,
not
then-
a.
But
That's
that's
not
not
a- that's not an
every
issue.
other club
Let's
does
just say,
as well.
yeah.
They
you
probably
call
don't
them
think they can do
Calling
it.
them trendsetters.
They probably don't think they can do
The
it.
mighty Sandy came to town. You got charged.
Yeah,
Well, that's exactly
Croydon
right.
might not be the only club charging. There probably is a.
I don't think they would be.
Yeah,
first.
that's what I'm saying.
Second of all,
Okay,
I
I'm
bet you-
generalizing.
Yeah.
There are some clubs that obviously charge in state league, but most do not.
I bet you though, the reason they don't is either they can't,
What do you mean?
They don't get
like
enough
they don't.
demand.
Yeah.
Maybe there's St Kilda ground and there's actually no physical way to stop people
Yeah.
getting in without them coming. Like just the infrastructure.
Like the St Kilda cells.
it's too hard
Like
to
there's
set up.
literally no way they could charge.
Could
there.
we have found another way in?
Or
I don't think so. We barely found our way in.
Nah, bro. I reckon we could have.
But imagine that player jumping fence.
No, I'm not saying for us to do it.
I-
Their point
or
is that they can't because of.
Or two, they realise that probably they make a bit more money at the canteen, so it's better to let people in for free because then it entices more people to come and then they spend more at the canteen. I don't think these clubs are they're not charities. They're not trying to I'll just do a good service for people and make it free and make them come.
Well, then
I
what do
don't
you-
think
what do
that's
you say
why
to
they're not charging.
What do you say to every other club that isn't charging then? The majority.
What I'm saying is they probably realise that they maybe make more by maybe it deters people if there's a ticket at the gate. So it's better to get more people in
That's my point.
in the place to.
You're not letting them watch the
canteen?
game. You're not letting them watch the game unless they pay. Whereas the flip side to that is, nah, come watch it. It's on you if you want a
I
beer.
think regardless at that level, it makes no difference if they're charging or not charging. Because regardless, the number will not differ between $10 and being free.
I wonder. You know what? This would be a great. We need to get some
genuinely
market
think-
research. Ask people at those clubs.
Yeah.
Like, do the numbers change if you charge at the door?
Yeah.
That's-
And if it-
that'd be
Well,
interesting.
If I'm a club owner, I'm charging at the door.
Shit.
Yeah.
If Sandy start charging, good luck. I ain't going.
I don't even know. I haven't.
We won't.
Yeah.
Like
Claude said, pretty sure Bonnie Rig is the only NPL 2 team that charges. The rest don't.
Bro, that's a lie. Every NPL club.
No, NPL 2.
No, still 100%. 100%, bro.
Wait, in
100%
Sydney-
charge.
Oh, you can talk to him about that.
He's talking about in Sydney though.
talking about in
He's talking about in Sydney,
Bonnie
so
Rig
it might be
cuz
different.
It's not here.
Yeah, Sydney's definitely
Sydney's
they
different.
I don't
Queensland
think it's
NPL is free.
yeah, but I
But
just
it's
don't
different
think
levels, bro. It's
I don't
totally
think
different
it's
Queensland NPL is higher than State 3.
Bro, every Queenslander that is half decent comes to Melbourne to play.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's high, they don't come to State 3.
Of course not. Why the fuck would you
But
drag
why
them
do you
State
think
3?
other clubs don't charge? That's I guess my question. Because I
It
don't
just
think
feels
it's out
immoral.
of
It feels dirty.
Oh, you think it's an immoral thing?
Like, it just feels like, what? For this level? Like, ugh. Like, what?
How much is an A-League ticket? I think this is an
General
important
admin?
question. How much?
$150?
$30.
$30 for a general admin,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. $20 for most teams in NPL.
Okay, $30 for A-League, $10 for State 3. Is State 3 a third of the quality of A-League?
You know the answer.
But you also said if it was $1, you'd think what the F?
Yeah, because
I'll
why
do-
would you
wait.
charge $1?
Hold
It just
up.
looks
I need to
stupid.
check.
Gold coin donation, I'd do it.
Donations? I'd actually be
Not
more
donation,
inclined to
like-
be like, there you fucking go. Don't ask me to enter.
Pause with his eye, just freak.
Second time today.
I must be crazy because everyone in these DMs and 85% of our listeners agree with me. I must be crazy.
But that's because you go to a lot of state league games and you've experienced not paying.
Well, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
He's sick of it.
Oh, you're right. $30. This is Melbourne Victory at Amy Park. $30 for adult, $20 for concession,
Where did you get
$17 for
150
student.
from?
No, he's being...
Oh, okay.
He's being...
Family, 2 juniors, $61. Family, 2 students, $71.
Yeah, but they have to charge because they have to pay the grounds. Same with every other club that
Of
hires
course,
the
no,
ground.
They're a professional club.
Oh,
It shouldn't be
also-
free.
But
Professional
Croydon
football
have to
should
pay
charge.
something, surely.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
amateur football. They're not pros.
Yeah, but they're
Well,
paying
you
for
don't.
the ground.
They're paying the players. They're
paying
paying
the
the
referees.
ground. They're
This
paying the referee.
Okay. I know clubs that I don't know. And again, this is not an attack on Croydon. It just happened to be the club that did it. I'd say the same for any other club that charged at that level. I think it's silly.
What about this? What about this? Right? What about if they're not even making a profit off it, and it's just to cover their costs? Is that okay now?
Cover the cost of what?
They're running the club.
Okay, so if you're covering the costs of running your club off 100 people paying $10, then
Wrap it up.
you got
It's
a
a-
bargain.
Yeah, but let's
that
let's
could
just
be
say
the
that's
case.
just that's what they need to cover the cost because they've got the canteen, they've got the they do a
answer
little
don't
bit of
change.
merch.
You can add every little caveat and little plot twist you want. My answer's not going to change. You shouldn't charge for State 3. It's not the price. It's audacity.
Well, I think also if based on what Dan Burrell told you guys or us,
Yeah.
like if they should not be paying players,
Yep.
this economy only exists because they're choosing to pay players.
Yep.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Yes, it does.
It
Like-
doesn't.
like-
they have to
'cause-
pay for the ground, bro.
No, okay,
No.
But the
players. They don't have to pay for the players.
I know,
They don't-
but
yeah.
they still have to cover the ground.
We'll get better
Okay,
sponsors.
Yeah, but the only
But
reason
how
you're
much-
going to watch that game is because they have those players versing your team in that league.
All right, so
and the
we've
only
created
reason they
this
stay
false
up
economy
in
where
that league
State
is
3
because of
not
those
State 3
players.
anymore.
That's what I'm saying.
What?
That's what
We've
I'm
created a
saying.
false economy now where State 3 is actually not State 3.
That's it.
True. Probably true.
Right.
If you guys
And
wanna get technical-
It's a better league than
and
what
now
it
it's gonna
really
create
is.
tension between fans and club.
Well, that's
of
exactly right.
Going, well, I'm used to not paying, and you expect me to pay for this, and it's just.
So you're saying the players are too good. But he said the standard is not good enough. He didn't
I
say
think the quality of football is not
You said it's run by
Tactical.
children.
It is.
I said it's got
Mate made by a child, was his words.
I said it's got everything from an A-League player to someone who's definitely not tactically advanced. And it's like that's what you're coming. So you don't know what you're watching.
I'll
By
tell
the
you what,
way,
There are very talented
I'd
players,
actually
and
be
that's not a
more
debate.
inclined to help out my own club than to go away days and pay. Again, sounds selfish. Don't care. I'll tell you what I spent at the canteen,
tell him what you bought.
right?
Just go through your first half and second half.
Jake bought me a coffee while also buying 6 others. And I bought a hot dog,
Glizzy.
chips, a drink, and potato cakes.
That was first half, and then
This is after we've had the seafood pasta and the bruschetta.
Hold on. Okay. So you
What
said it would be a
happens-
different because they're charging at the canteen. It's a bit different, right?
What if the canteen
You
was
said
closed?
the canteen charging at the canteen is different, right?
Yeah, because it's my choice.
It's your choice, right? Okay. It's your choice to go to the game.
I hate these technicalities.
It's not a
Like,
technicality, it's reality.
You know what the problem is?
I get way more bang for my buck out of a fucking hot dog and chips than going to watch state. That sounds rude.
Now we're being disrespectful. Now we're being disrespectful.
No, I'm fucking around. But it's like, I'm going to spend at the can. You know what? Why am I explaining myself? No one else fucking does it.
Wait. Well, that's exactly right.
Well, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
And everyone agrees with me. All my booters stand up for me.
Were they're on your side? The Buddhas were on your side.
Yeah,
I
85%.
Fuck, that's
I think when you
crazy.
release
That's a
this,
lot, man.
Honestly, I reckon once you release this, you're gonna get fucking smashed.
Croydon mascot, Jerome Carlos.
Yes,
He's gonna get beat up at the next Croydon game.
well, we've already played them away, and we're at home, so. Yes, 161 votes. No, 927. So nearly 1,000 people.
But these are the people voting. Is everyone that doesn't go to a game and probably doesn't put a cent towards any NPL state league.
Are
games.
you?
That's not
Are
true. I
you
feel like
high?
your audience are obsessed with the NPL.
Our whole
And they go
listenership
to it.
are ballitis guys that go to local football.
No. They're not
Hey, you
putting
know
the
what's so
money down.
funny? None of the listeners know what borderlitis is.
Gavin, what are you
And-
doing?
and we won't tell you right now.
Bro, I'm telling you.
When we go to Preston, everyone knows us there. Local football, they're going to games.
Exactly, and they paid to get in to see us.
No, Gav, that's not the point. You're saying that 927 people of our followers have an opinion on whether to pay for State 3 or not, but they don't go.
Well, 900 is whatever percentage of 15,000 of our followers.
Yeah, but not everyone voted, Gavin.
Exactly.
That's not.
Exactly. So those
That's
900.
a moot point.
We're getting very technical.
Yeah.
Yeah, use are too technical because I know that you would think it's blasphemous.
Nah, bro. I promise you. Anytime I have
you know
to
what it
pay
is?
for anything, I don't think they shouldn't be charging for that.
Yeah.
Except the government.
Government run facility.
Except when the government takes my money.
Except the government, which created this whole facility at Croydon, allegedly.
Thank you very much.
Allegedly. I say allegedly.
So you pay for State 3 games.
If I got charged at the door, I would.
Okay, no. There's a difference because if listen. If Jake didn't smooth criminal, I would have paid it. I wouldn't have turned
Exactly.
around.
I'm not saying you wouldn't.
Like you wouldn't,
It's
bro,
not about
you wouldn't have drove
would you
there,
pay or not
and
pay.
then they said it's $10 and you wouldn't be, oh fuck, I'm going to turn around.
No
and go.
shit.
Exactly.
I would have went in, but I just think it's a bit of cheek. The cheek of it.
There is also the other side of things where it's just business.
But I think
right?
I'm on Rash side where I would never question it. Like when we went
Yeah,
to watch
I'm
St Kilda
the same. I'm the
South,
same.
I wasn't like, fuck, why aren't they charging me?
Yeah, because no
And-
one does.
No, but then if
So
I
you don't
go
think
to,
about it?
I went last year to Heatherton. At United, and they charged me, and
I think at the end of the day, economics is economics and business is business. And you can charge if you want to charge, and very soon you will end up finding out if people stop coming because of
You can do what you want.
And that's
the
how
price
you know
pay
whether
doing
you charge or
business, yeah.
not.
Because if you can get, if you get 300 people a week, and you start charging $10 and 250 rock up, you're like, that's worth it.
But I can guarantee you that there's some
Economically.
MPL level games that'll be $10. So
Yeah, well, that's
why
the
would
thing.
I watch State 3 over
But
MPL?
what about thinking it from the other side where like there's
That's not
there's
my
one
job.
thing there's one thing there's one thing like doing
as
a
a
charity
consumer.
and like trying to do something for goodwill.
That's
That's
of course.
one that's a separate discussion,
Guys,
right?
by the way, I'm
Where-
putting a bit of sauce on it just to have a bit of a fucking laugh. But I just, keep going.
right? What about if you think of it in the flip side, which is back to economics, of the fact that they charge means that they can get this good new striker in. Now, the quality of your experience is a bit better because you pay to get in.
You're going to make me speak about the quality of the experience?
Well,
Don't make me do that.
well, they have a better ground.
We
So
need,
they
to know,
charge-
been
we need to know if
given
Sandy are
by
charging.
the...
No, they pay for that.
All we need to know
Government.
if Sandy charge or not, because Luich is not going to be on cheap money. So
Yeah.
if they're,
No, yeah, he
if
is.
there's no one charging at the door at Sandy,
No one gets
Yeah.
paid at Sandy. What do you want about?
is actually ridiculous.
So exactly, like, let's not use that example, but
I'm telling you, Luich is not driving down to Sandringham on his Saturday to put his boots up and pull his socks up to play for nothing.
I have it on good word that he is, that Jake is. All of them just do it for the love of the game. Ballitis in real life.
Thank you. Fucking some truth in here.
Fucking
hey,
cost
what
them
about
money
this,
to
bro? What about this?
I'd
What about
love if
this?
Sandy
Man,
at
if there's a
$15
physio
at the
every
door.
3 days.
What
I
about
would love
this?
if
I
that.
swear to God, if Sandy charge, I'll say the same shit on here. Yeah, I will. Because my opinion
That's
won't change.
great content.
My opinion won't change.
To be honest, like how I am, right? Like if I go somewhere and let's say it's my mate's shop, and they go, it's free. I would go, I'll pay, man. Like,
Yeah, you will. But then a few times after they go, no, you'll take it.
I don't know whether I would take it or not, but it's not like,
It's almost disrespectful someone
I don't
times
see it.
to pay.
yeah, there's certain,
know what I mean?
there's certain,
That's one way to look
there's
at it.
certain scenarios.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't want to pay. I don't want to disrespect.
Your words, I'll respect it.
No, it's like when you go somewhere,
Yeah, I hear
Arab
it.
house or whatever,
I hear it. It's
and you don't
rude.
want to eat.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
How dare you?
Yeah, how fucking dare you? How dare you?
How dare you?
You're going to swallow that.
Swallow my kufta.
Yeah, swallow my kufta right now. Man,
What is cuffed?
you'll learn one day.
So it's like,
Are we
like
getting?
me.
Are we gonna be? Are we talking anything other than state league?
No.
Socceroos did well.
No, this
We
is
are.
champ.
We love the state league.
Look, again, I just need to make it clear because I know I'm going to get some DMs or whatever, but guys, it's not normal. You can do what you want, though. There's no law saying you can't. But I don't think it's the norm.
Let's
And
get
it's
some
never
state
been
league.
the norm. And you've
Say
got
Norm again.
Norm Sekulovsky.
Can we get some state league presidents in the comments and maybe give us an update? On
What's everyone
how-
charging?
what's everyone charging? How long have they been charging? When, you know?
Would they let Jerome in for free?
I'll keep it real, bro. I think $20 for NPL is too high. I'm being serious.
Who charges $20?
Everyone.
Oh, that's normal.
I don't know.
Most clubs I've been to have been 20.
Yeah.
If the Premier League and I'm in a stadium, it's
What
30.
what
why am
about
I
this?
paying
I've got a good example, bro.
Nope.
So we've got English Premier League. What's the second? No, wait.
Championship.
I've already
The
looked at
equivalent?
this.
What's the equivalent of State 3?
I've already looked at this.
Conference 7.
The equivalent of State 3 in England.
Well, it probably is.
In terms of
That
tiers
can't be
down.
right.
Tiers down from.
No, I don't mean the level of quality. I mean, what is the tier?
I've been.
I feel like it's
Okay.
Division 7.
I've been.
Okay. Did they charge?
I've been
Did they
to
charge?
that level. No, they didn't charge.
They
I
didn't
paid like
charge.
£1 for a cup of tea.
They charged for the tea.
Yes.
Well, that's normal. That's okay. You can't just.
I
have
went
for
to go
free.
watch. I think it was Camden or something in London, and the quality looked. It was a long time ago, so it's hard to say. But like think about it this way: the National League of England would smash NPL teams.
Yeah.
So if you start going down, you can't just go 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4.
Yeah, they have like middles in between
Yep.
all of our tiers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then they've got like probably 3 between our tiers. If they are,
different market. We guess, it's a
Yeah,
different market.
if they are, they
Scale.
are.
Well, they're
but
one promotion away from the National League to being a professional footballer.
yeah, but I'm talking about here, and I'm talking about the norm, and the Buddhas have
The
said
Norm
the same thing.
Sekulovsky.
And the norm is that the norm of price you don't pay, and the Buddhas have agreed with me, man.
Well, that's 900%. 900 of the Buddhas.
Yeah, Gavin, I don't think you're understanding trends. So if 15,000 voted, it would be the same, just higher for no and higher for yes.
Ratio.
Yeah, it's the ratio. I don't think that changes if more Buddhas vote. Because I genuinely think that it's.
Damn, you really went it. You really went in, man.
No, I went in because you guys, yeah, you three-wayed me. It's all right, though.
Pause. But like,
all right.
Yeah, got one.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
well
did.
done, man.
Thanks, Kurt.
Yeah, I didn't have it. I sounds like I have an issue because we
No, you don't, though.
Bradbury'd in.
No, because you messaged me during the week saying, I don't see the problem.
Yeah, well, I'm like, if Sandy was playing against my team, I'd charge.
I'll be real with you. Every game that I go to watch this year, Sandy and the away team charges, and they want, and that's the only way I can get in, I'll end up paying it. No fucking shit. But it just goes back to my original point that
It's not normal.
what?
Yeah.
What else did we have today? Was Socceroos? That's
All
a
right,
big
we'll
one.
talk about the Ruse.
Well
Done to the Australian soccer team.
They were fantastic.
Move the ball.
Oh my God. If anyone has, sorry, just to slide off topic, but if anyone has not seen the Hope Solo documentary, Hope Solo, have you seen that?
Goalkeeper?
Netflix? Goalkeeper.
Related to John?
John. Shout out
John
John.
Mancuso?
Yeah, John. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Extremely good documentary.
What's the
Does it just follow her life
Yeah.
or football? In general? Does her
Yeah,
life
and
is
like
pretty
basically
weird.
What's it on?
the fallout with the American national
it give
team
you
that she
hope?
went through.
Really?
What's it on, Rash?
The opposite. Netflix. Netflix.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, insane. But some of the terminologies, that's why I went to that. Some of the terminologies, great ball.
What did we?
Great ball
What did
control.
we think of the Socceroos?
Someone said, literally never heard of any club not in NPL charging in Sydney. That would make state news if they did.
Jerome.
It's pretty much only NPL 1 out west.
There you go.
Nah, being a fuckwit. Yeah, the Socceroos, the scoreline did not mirror what happened on the pitch. But either way, who cares? They were clinical as fuck.
Hey, Viluplay is a good player, man.
Southeast boys, Valupale and Irvine.
Yep.
Talk to me.
Is he from Southeast?
Yeah, he went to Mazenod.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Shout out to
Southeast
Southeast.
boys
Man, this is coming on.
Yeah,
bro.
man.
I feel like he was the level he's playing at. He's probably been out for about a year. Like
Yeah,
where
I've
he's
always thought he's a good
where
player.
On his day, maybe the best winger in the league, of the A League. So to do it, to do it, even albeit against Indonesia, is still an international team.
No. They're very good, Jake.
Gavin actually called them Finn's Beach Club before.
What the heck?
They have players.
Socceroos
They
play
have
Finns.
Eredivisie
That's
players.
so disrespectful.
They have a lot of players that
Oh, hold on. Hold
Yeah,
on.
they have.
Jake, I think you disconnected your mic.
Sorry.
Yes.
They have a lot of players that just seem to just be happening to play for
Heritage.
Indonesia.
It's literally a Gav situation. It's like 1/4 Indonesia.
It's like I couldn't play
I think
for
that
my
would have
national
been
team,
better if
so
they played their coach.
Nah, Gav.
What?
Why did you say that?
Because their coach is Patrick Kluivert.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
They have some ballers. Their number 10 is a baller.
Yeah, great
he plays for Oxford. And he was
he
like,
looked very Indonesian.
yeah, he definitely was not Indonesian.
Yeah, he's definitely. Yeah.
But a lot of
That
this
was
has
sarcasm.
A lot of this has to go back to colonization of Indonesia, the Dutch
Yeah.
West Indies, not West Indies, the Dutch.
Dutch East India.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that. So a lot of them have like background of Indonesian, but it could be 1/5, 1/6, or 1/5 won't work. 1/6, that won't work either. 1/8.
Yeah.
Indonesian. So that's why a lot of their players just look like white guys from like the National League. But they got a few good players in that team, man. They actually beat us on possession, and we lost. They lost 5-1. So I don't know how that worked. But Australia were just clinical, and I feel like we had a bit of luck. Like a few of the Irvine's goal on the second one. Sometimes you sky that.
It went top ends.
Yeah, it went top bins.
Yeah.
I thought that who did I think played well?
Well, they
Nish.
also missed the pen early on.
Yeah,
which could
they
have totally
missed a
changed the
pen.
game.
They missed a pen.
I thought, man, Jackson, he's so consistent at every level
Yeah,
he
he's
plays
just
at.
7.
Like, he never, like, he'll lose the ball occasionally, but he never really does too much. But he impacts everything. And when he's not
very
there,
impactful, yeah.
when he's not there, you notice how much you miss him. Which is fascinating, right? Because when you play 1-2 touch all the time, and then they're not there, you'd think it might not be as noticeable, but it's so noticeable when he doesn't play for the Socceroos.
Thought that Aidan O'Neill was good.
Aidan O'Neill, yeah.
Is he not been copying it from the whole world?
Really?
Yeah.
From what okay, to be honest, I missed the first half. I watched the second half.
Arzani wearing number 10. That's big.
Yeah.
That's a big...
That's, yeah.
It's the ultimate compliment.
Yeah. Matty Ryan, I mean...
He's almost... I think Matty Ryan's now... He's
Yeah, I
probably
heard that.
odds on to be the most capped Socceroo ever.
Yeah.
I think he's got maybe 10, 15
three, I
caps
think.
to go.
I used to
He's
give
top
him
three,
so
yeah.
much shit when I was a kid. So
What?
You what?
I grew up obviously in Qatar, right? And we used to go to any Iraq match, and including youth games and whatnot. And I remember him distinctly playing every time they play Australia Iraq. He was in like the under 23 games or whatever, and I would just stand behind his goal and just yell at him.
Wow.
And now I'm like, okay.
Isn't it? Do you know what's interesting about Matty Ryan is that it just shows, man. Like, I reckon 2 times in his when he debuted really young for Central Coast, he got scored against from halfway, like, and had some really big howlers across his period. And Arnie stuck with him. And Matty Ryan's not like the biggest, but he can kick left and right foot. He's technically he's like a jack in the box, or like a, you know, what do they call it? A fox in the box.
No, that's for a striker.
That's what it's
Yeah, yeah. A
Yeah,
jack,
he's a dog in the box.
yeah.
say jack of all trades.
No, anyway, he's
good,
He's
he's
like a
good.
sharp shot stopper.
sharp.
Really, and technically good. And it just shows he's played like massive clubs. At massive clubs, they've really rated him, and he's not the biggest.
Craig Goodwin is so fucking good at set pieces
Wow.
that, like, the 2 corners were literally perfect.
Wand. He's got a wand.
Yeah. He's so underrated, bro. I don't, like...
Dude,
he's so underrated.
When I came back from the AIS and I went down to Oakley to train twice just to like kick a ball again before I was going up to Gold Coast, I think. And Craig Goodwin was playing for Oakley.
yeah, he started there, didn't he?
Yeah, like, but it's just like he's maybe the most impactful player for the Socceroos.
And he's dead ball, like free kicks, corners.
He's the guy to make the difference
Yeah.
in a close game for the Socceroos, I feel. He's done it a couple of times already.
Like, they put the headers away, like they dispatched them, but it's nothing without those deliveries.
Yeah.
He was great. But yeah, look, I don't think it was... I think the scoreline flattered us. I think Indonesia actually controlled a lot of the game. Again, which is weird. I feel like the goals just sort of happened and Indonesia was like, oh, fuck, we're 4-0 down. Like, we didn't batter them at all.
But I think we always knew with Popper's team that it's never really going to be like
Yeah.
possessions number one on
Yeah.
your value
Moments.
charts, is it?
Yeah, no.
It's going to be work ethic, togetherness, you know, attack at speed, so forth, which they did.
So now I believe we can clinch it with one more game, or am I wrong? One more win?
I don't think
I'm not
so.
sure on that.
I don't think so. I think the only team that's qualified already is
Japan.
And then there's only 2
We're
other
second.
teams. Oh, no, sorry. I mean, like, across Asian qualification, there's only 2 other teams, Iran and someone else, that are guaranteed fourth
auto.
round already.
Yeah,
They're not
yeah.
even guaranteed, like, straight qualification.
This guy knows more
It matters to me, 'cause-
about football than us.
It's because it's Iraq.
It's because, like,
Oh, 'cause
for
of
me,
Iraq.
Iraq making
Middle
it,
Eastern
like,
ball?
means everything.
Oh, right.
Middle
right,
Eastern
right.
ball, man. We'll look over that way.
We've got China. We've got China
Yeah.
on Tuesday.
We do have China on Tuesday, and we should beat China.
We played them recently, didn't we? Yeah, was it in Adelaide?
Oh, yeah.
Adelaide, was it?
Yeah. We should beat China.
And then Japan on the 5th of June.
That won't matter. Well, it will, actually. What am I saying? But they've already qualified, so it'd be interesting to see.
And Saudi, 10th of June.
That'll be tough.
We can win that.
Man.
We can win 2. If we get
Because there's only 3 more games.
6 points,
Yeah, it's 3rd round.
Well, we're almost at 6 World Cups in a row.
That's hectic. That's big.
That's like a...
pause.
That's...
Well,
Was how he said it.
Give him some
Yeah.
tuna. Give him some tuna.
You'll be right.
Yeah.
Make it grow.
Yeah. But yeah, I just think that's an amazing thing to say. Because
Yeah.
when we were growing up, it was like, I just remember growing up with like getting heartbroken by Uruguay. And like people would remember Iran. And it's like, you're like, we're never going to get there. we're never going to see a World Cup. We're never going to experience it. And then we get there the most dramatic fashion once. And then it just happens to be that we're going every time now.
Welcome to the best Socceroos breakdown on the internet.
Do you reckon it helps that Australia joined a confederation that has more guaranteed spots?
More
that you don't
competitive?
have to.
Of course.
It is more competitive for sure, but there's also a lot of ones.
I think it was
it's a lot of countries, so you knock out a lot in the early rounds.
Well, I don't know. But I always thought that.
But I don't want to take away anything from the
playing the
massive
fifth,
achievement.
playing the fifth place South American team, which we did against it Peru? But like avoiding that to an extent, like as a guarantee was
Yeah.
Bro, fifth best in South America is
It's hectic.
It's
could
going
be
top. It's
anything.
top in groups.
Hectic.
It's top in groups in Asia, man.
Oh, yeah. Not a question.
New Zealand is literally just punching up everyone in Oceania.
Yeah, they're one game away from qualifying.
Oh, shout out to Sam Higgins and Liam Higgins. I brought up an interesting point with them. Are New Zealand producing better players than us when it comes to how many people they have and how many people we have?
Per capita.
Well, how many people do they have?
4.5 million.
Really?
4 people in the whole country.
Yeah, 4 people in the whole country.
Also, 45 million sheep. 10 sheep per
Well, that's
person.
exactly
Who are
right.
they producing though?
Vaughan Coveney?
Crosswood.
Other
Chris
than Vaughan?
Wood,
There was also
Tim Payne.
the young
Yeah, I don't
Indian
think so.
heritage went to Bayern.
Sarpreet Singh, yeah.
Sarpreet Singh.
I don't
Man,
think
they've got
it's nowhere
players,
near-
man.
I don't think so.
No, but you
What?
got to think of population.
I am thinking of that. I'm still thinking, who have they produced? Like, not to be disrespectful, there's obviously good footballers that come out
Ryan
of New Zealand,
Thomas,
Costa
great player.
Barbarouses.
Winston
There's
Reid.
there's obviously a few.
Reid,
But
wow.
like, in terms of the amount of good footballers that Australia produce, I think,
Maybe they don't.
well,
maybe-
we're five times more population.
I'd love to know.
I'd
their
say we
system.
produce more than 5 times the amount of good players than they do. I'd say.
New Zealand's
I don't
going
know
to
what
hate
the
us.
system in New Zealand.
You know what you need to look at? This is a crazy statistic. Look at the amount of population that Uruguay have,
Yeah.
and the amount of players that they produce,
Yeah,
and the
like
amount of cups
Croatia.
that they've won.
Croatia as well. Croatia also has 4 million people, and they've gone World Cup final, World Cup semi-final.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe this is true. Can we fact check it? That Uruguay have won more South American cups than Brazil.
I think so, yeah. There's also it's like how they have 2 World Cups, where it's like when there was 8 nations in the World Cup. You know what I mean? Like, so it's, and like one's 1930, one's 1938 or something like that. So it's like
football
it's a
before
bit tough
1970,
to-
I
still
would
a
have been the
flex,
Golden
though.
Boot
It
winner.
is 100%,
I'd still
and they
flex
are
it.
ballers, no question about it. So
No, I'll be real. Football before 1970, I would have been a superstar.
you wouldn't.
Bro, they've produced some players, New Zealand, though. Come on.
So the most,
Yeah, they have.
Oh, okay, here you go. So
Absolutely they have.
Copa Americas, Argentina and Uruguay are both on 15. Brazil is on 9. Uruguay, last one was 2011, and the one before that was 95, and the one before that was 87. So it's like
Brazil don't even take Copa America seriously.
That's what I was going to say. I feel like they don't.
Yeah, serious.
Chris Wood, Winston Reid, Winston Roof,
what they treat it like
Winston
the
Rufus.
FA Cup.
Winston Roofer,
Yeah.
Ryan Nelson, Shane Smelts,
Shane Smelts.
Sarpreet Singh, Glenn Moss,
Glenn Moss.
Marco Rojas, Ryan Thomas, Vaughan Coveney, Costa Barbarouses, Michael McGlinchey.
But I feel like Michael McGlinchey played for them. He was
Sonny Bill
Scottish.
Williams?
Cameron Howison, Sonny Bill Williams. No, I reckon they got some players, man. I reckon their team now is good. It's
hard to tell in Oceania, though.
Have we had a striker?
They were the only team at the 2010 World Cup that went unbeaten.
Yeah.
Jeremy Brocky.
And they had Italy in their group.
Jeremy Brocky.
Oh, I love all, Louis Fenton. Louis Fenton.
Leo Bertos.
Leo Bertos. Yep.
He does it so well.
Fucking hell.
He does it so well.
Ricky Herbert.
Hey, Rashid,
Ricky Herbert.
are you going to invent a game for us to play today?
I will in a second.
Both these guys are scrolling profusely on their phone.
No, I'm looking at best New Zealand players of all time.
Here we go. Okay,
Tony
so
Woodcock.
Croatia, players abroad. Approximately 400 Croatian footballers play internationally with a population of 3.8 million.
Yeah, they're
Melbourne
Uruguay,
has
288 with approximately 3.5 million. population. So, by the way, Croatia is 1 player to 9,500 inhabitants. Uruguay is 1 player to 12,150 inhabitants.
And that's abroad, Rash?
That's abroad.
That's not even including their national league.
She's abroad.
460 Serbian footballers compete internationally, around 6.7 million population, 1 to 14,000. And then New Zealand, specific data on New Zealand footballers playing abroad is limited.
Yeah, it's because they're fucking haters.
Even ChatGPT says, I don't want to do it.
Said the same for Australians, to be
Oh,
fair.
you know I've changed my opinion on ChatGPT?
What?
Go.
It ain't as smart as we give it credit for.
Okay.
They've told me players have played for clubs, and I'm like, no, they haven't. They haven't. Can you provide an example? No, I've forgotten. But like, there's been times where I'm like, I've said something like, name me Australians playing in top flight or playing for top flight clubs or whatever, or something like that. And it'll say some shit that never happened. Like Josh Kennedy played for Liverpool. No, he didn't. Sometimes it's wrong. Sometimes it's wrong. So you might... I just made that up. But sometimes fact check ChatGPT. Serious.
Maybe they got confused with Andy Carroll.
Yeah, that's what they did.
Yeah, of course, not right about everything.
It
Especially...
does say that, though. It does say that.
Yeah.
Does it?
It tells you. Yeah,
it tells
hey,
you.
hey, double check.
Because I'm rude with it. I'm like, fucking no.
You're going to be one of the first people they kill once AI works out
once
how
the
to do it.
robots
You
take
guys, those
over.
losers that go, sorry to bother you. Can I just ask what's 15 times 9?
No, but I do say please and thank you.
Yeah.
Like a fucking loser.
Politely to ChatGPT.
Because you don't want to die in Android war.
An Android war. Bro, I actually say stuff like, what the fuck, bro? Exclamation mark.
fucking yeah.
The ChatGPT,
Funny, bro.
You're
It's
gone
funny.
too, bro. Bah, bah, bah. Yeah.
We created AI.
I'm on DeepSeek.
Are you?
sounds like-
Oh, shit.
That sounds like
really-
a black
yeah.
market.
No,
Hey,
that's a phenomenal.
Is that run by a communist organization?
Organisation or
That's
country.
why I'm on it.
If I'm honest.
All the employees get equal pay.
Yeah, someone wasn't too happy with Gav's comments. I'm not going to say who or where, but someone wasn't happy.
Really?
Yeah.
We got some bad comments back.
Well, look, it's Gav's opinion at the end of the day.
It's all opinions on
I'd
it.
love to know who it was.
It's an
I'll tell you
opinion. It's
later.
an opinion he wouldn't live by.
yeah.
We'll see. I was going to say, I've been thinking, and I've had this conversation with you this week, actually. Soccer clubs and soccer fans, we're all fucking sensitive.
Yep.
We're all sensitive as shit. And I'll obviously include myself because I'm one of the worst. But you look at someone like Dan Gorringe,
Dude.
who is a master at what he does and one of the funniest people that I follow and one of the most brilliant people that I follow. The amount of shit he gives to players, to clubs, to fans, all of that. Yes, it's got a comedic spin on it, which helps soften the blow. But I feel like they just join in with the banter. No one really lets it get to them. They don't let it affect them. Clubs comment under his stuff. I understand when you reach a certain level, the clubs are probably thinking, nah, it's good for us to engage. It's good for us to engage because he's got more followers than fucking half of our players.
Or us.
Or us. Well, that's exactly right. So I just thought in the football world, like, wow, I could say something about a state league player and I wouldn't hear the end of it. I could say something about an A-League club, an NPL club, anything, really.
I don't know if it's the same thing, though, Bo, because I think there's an element, like, obviously, you know, he's...
Sorry, I take that back. Not state league, because that's too local, right? These are professional athletes. If we were to say stuff about A-League players up here, because we're careful.
Yeah, we are.
Like, even the other week when I was speaking about Arzani, like, I made it known that, like, I don't want to attack. Like, we're so careful. Imagine if I was on there saying, fraud watch,
Yeah.
Adelaide United, you fucking losers.
Yeah, but
That's essentially Dad goes.
Yeah, but that's because footy's not serious. And I know I'm going to get smashed for that. But in comparison to
I like this
football,
take.
in
I don't
comparison
know.
to
I do.
football, bro,
The AFL is more. I'm not saying
it's
that.
Like in terms of emotions
I'm
and
not saying what I'm about to say.
actually like repercussions for losing and failure and performing badly.
we don't have. We've probably got less in the A League.
No. Wow. Take A League out of it because we're talking about a football culture, which is a culture that we've inherited here in Australia. That's a world culture, right? We base everything we do off like the world culture of football, somewhat, right? Like that's the reason we communicate in the way that we do about football is because of the world culture of football.
But I personally
Right?
am comparing like football here and AFL.
But you're talking about like internationally as well. You're saying football people are sensitive.
I'm speaking about here. I can't speak for overseas, but I'm speaking about for what I've witnessed here. Like, it was just an interesting
The dynamic with the AFL clubs and Dan Gorringe is unbelievable. For like him telling them their team's a fraud, or like they have the worst social media team in the league. Like he rates them, then they come back and banter with him.
Because they're in a monopoly.
Well,
they're in a vacuum where they can't. Nothing can really affect them.
That wouldn't work if he was hammering teams and they're on the brink of falling out of the competition.
Yeah, and gone completely bankrupt. I think then his humour would start to be a little bit more serious. Even though he's
That's
a
a
great
gr-
comedian.
It's a good point.
So
It's a
he's a
good
great
point,
comedian.
but I
So
don't think
he's
he'd think
kind
like that.
I think he's a great comedian. I also think to some extent you probably are funny enough that you could kind of do it.
I can't be fun.
To some extent. I think
can.
you got to be pretty funny to be able to do it, to be able to pull it off. And I think he's that funny. But still, I think there's a very valid reason why calling someone shit in the A-League is much more detrimental than calling someone shit in the AFL.
He literally calls clubs. This club is shit. The coach is shit.
I get what Rash
the
is saying,
players
though.
are the weakest. They don't deserve to play. Like he speaks like that.
Rash does bring up a good point and I agree, which is everyone's fighting for themselves in football in Australia. Sorry to the Ipswich Town fan that said it's called football, not soccer.
Oh
Sorry,
my
Nick Mueller.
God.
Sorry, Nick
Thanks
Mueller.
for that comment, Nick.
You see him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Shout out Nick Mueller.
Really
What's going on in
appreciate that
his
comment.
day, man?
Yeah, have you
know what
have
I
you
mean?
seen
Like,
his
Talk
page?
about
You're
us being
doing-
sensitive, by the way.
Hope
Yeah.
you're all good, man.
But,
It's ruined our week that he said that to
Yeah,
us.
fucking got me, man.
But Rash is right. Here, everyone's fighting for themselves, clubs, players, and all that, and we're fighting to be a major sport. Like football is very, it's fragmented and everything. So I get it, but at like base level, it's just interesting to me.
It's like kicking it's like bullying. That's what it is. It's kicking the thing that's like smaller
Wait, so you're
and
saying
struggling and
AFL
more
so
difficult.
successful. That
Yeah,
it's
they're
almost,
they're so big and successful that like you can take the piss out of it. It'd be like taking the piss out of like women's football as it's trying to rise, and then you take the piss out of it.
yeah, Marty Sheargold.
Like Marty Sheargold. It's like they're trying to obviously now the Matildas are the biggest sporting team in the country,
export that we have,
but like through that process as they're trying to build it, imagine trying to taking the piss out of them at that time, which they would have copped, by the way. But I can see why people are more sensitive to that than AFL, where it's like, yeah, you can take the piss, it doesn't really matter. I mean, you're probably to some extent it's also like that's probably slightly the cultural thing as well.
Could be.
Maybe.
Could be like an Aussie laid back sort of.
But do you not think that like in ethnic cultures, people take the piss out of each other all the time? Like that's part of ethnic men, like the way
but
that we
platform. Like,
I mean, if you go to a game, an actual game, the amount of like shit talking that you hear from the stands towards the players.
Oh yeah,
So
like
it's like it's not that it's not there.
that's different. But when other people can see that you're doing it, like on a platform
Yeah.
with thousands of people watching, people are much more sensitive to that.
like to some extent, like for me, it's just a moral thing, but also I realize. Like I make a conscious decision to some extent. Oh, should I say that about this? Like we're trying to help the game
I
grow, and in some circumstances we go, is that going to really help
You know what's-
anything?
I
Well,
fully agree.
we're not like analysts, though. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
as we're not like analysing.
I fully agree, but I think Dan Gorry just helped footy grow. That's a crazy statement, but like This is a wild statement, what I'm about to say.
He's
It's not that
given, he's
wild.
given it a media flavor.
Given a media flavour, but I used to be a diehard AFL fan. Fell off for years. I've said this story 1,000 times. As of late, where do I get my AFL news from?
Him.
DDF.
Dan fucking Gorringe. I get hit from because it's funny and it's like it's a way for me to relate to it.
Well, and I think people keep up to date with us
With who?
and the football world
What do you mean?
in Australia. By
Saying what
listening
you
to
said
us.
about Orange.
Yeah,
with
I
us,
actually agree
yeah.
with that.
Yeah.
Do you think it's
there,
just
there
a
you go.
measure of how funny he is as an individual? Or do you think it's
Yeah.
and actually like if someone else did it, they would still be all right to do it?
Nah, he's perfect.
He's perfect because what do you...
He's perfect.
He's unbelievable.
By the way, I don't even know who the fuck we're talking about.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's
That's
awesome.
awesome.
That is awesome.
He also did very well at self-detrimental jokes
Yeah.
because he...
I think that's another thing. Like when you're able to take the piss out of yourself enough, it's like, oh well, he's willing to. He can take it as much as he can dish it.
Pause.
But yeah,
That's why I don't understand when people have a go at me. I'm like, have you heard how I speak about myself? Genuinely.
yeah, fair.
I think I'm one of the worst human beings alive.
Towards yourself.
That means I'm allowed to talk shit about other people. You know what I'm saying? It's math. Amateur agents?
And it's time for
Amateur agents.
Sponsored by Noah.
No one yet.
Fuck, I'm hungry.
What are you gonna munch?
We'll go for another 2 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a lot. Oh.
Oh, we could be nestling here.
Can we do like jackpot? Just
Jackpot? Nah.
I do have a whiteboard for us, by the way, but we'll go here.
Okay. I'm a ref in Queensland. I'm doing FQPL1 and FQPL2, but I have a team in Div 1 that pays good money to win. Should I try getting in A-League with FQPL or get the money in Div 1? Depends if you want to be a referee as a career.
well, depends if he wants to. Yeah,
Yeah, I
and,
think
like,
that's the answer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
like
that's simple
if
as that.
you want to
Good
take it
answer,
seriously,
Jerogs. Well
Thank you.
done.
I just laughing
Fantastic.
there. That
So simple?
No, but you're also the person advising a Queensland referee on how to be a professional one.
I was just.
That's-
if he wants
that's-
the short
that's
term-
hilarious.
Me advising anyone to do anything is
And
fine.
I was
absolutely
thinking of
nailed
it.
it in one sentence.
If he wants the short term satisfaction or the long term.
That's exactly right.
And give Alex King a call, man.
Yeah,
He's
give Kingy a
Queenslander.
call.
Get in
You
touch.
have good advice, bro.
Thanks.
You think
thank
things
you.
through well.
Well,
think.
Well, I
For
think,
other
I think when
people,
you
for
don't
other
think,
people.
it's great advice. When you think, yeah, it's all-
like
For other people.
this is how fucked I am. That whole state league segment, I'm now second guessing what I'm saying because none of you agreed with me.
no, but what I
what's
found
wrong with
interesting
that?
about your point is you've been to the most games.
State league, yeah.
Yeah, so you
Not
kn-
NPL.
Yeah, but so your history lesson of that is that wasn't normal.
That could be right. Thanks,
Whereas-
thanks, Joe. That's made me feel
But
good.
also,
Yeah.
just sorry to go completely back to this.
Yeah, bro.
Were you always going to the same location of the state leagues?
Leicester Field.
Well, no, because I go to away games.
Okay.
You know what I
just
mean?
to clarify.
Yeah, no, I get you. I'd go to away games. Most of it would be 5 and 4, few 3. But usually it was
Was the coach reffing at the State 3 game?
probably.
Or was it a proper...
Okay, I don't want to call him out. but
Back
the
to our
ref had a hell of a
Hey
Saturday.
man, I was just gonna
I heard
say,
this is a really common thing in
bro,
state.
I got told that, and I've seen a bunch of games now, bro. It's like obviously
heard-
respects for them giving their time and helping the
Yeah.
game go. I was going to use the word flow, but that doesn't. But dude, I'm gonna put a bit of mayonnaise on this, but it's like they leave the whistle at home
And the cards.
or the yellow ticket.
I've
They do
heard-
not like booking anyone, and like you've got to get absolutely clobbered. Like a guy on the weekend, he got like absolutely hammered from our
5
team
times.
PCL, and
Oh,
it only got given a free kick because the whole field was screaming.
Yeah, all 20
and
of
it
us.
wasn't even a card.
Yeah. I've heard in the state leagues, it's between the referees, and the longer the season goes on, it's between the grounds.
Well, if you break it down into 3 parts, right? So you've got attendees, so they're yelling.
Attendees nuts.
No.
Oh,
Well, yes. Attendees, so it's who yells the loudest gets the call, right? Then you got the players. They're also yelling.
into the mic, please.
Then you have the coaches who are also yelling. So it's like, what part of the anatomy do you side with the most?
Yeah, all right.
So,
Dictation.
will the Australian Championship cause sponsor market change? More focused on NSD and A-League solely, as that's where eyeballs will be. Two closed shops make sponsorship at the NPL level pointless unless there is some pro rel, which is 10 years away. Let's be real. 10, you reckon?
Oh, did you see America doing pro rel?
Yep.
By the way,
Yep. Las Vegas.
Cincinnati.
yeah.
Should we get a?
We're
Should
getting
we
left
choose a
behind,
team? Should we jump on an?
I'm Real Salt Lake. Arieth Pure.
Okay, that's our team.
Yeah.
Real Salt.
Actually, no, I said a couple of weeks ago you can't choose a team over the age of 16, so I'm no one.
He almost went against his own balls.
fuck. Shout out Piol, though.
Is there any other Aussies there?
In MLS, yeah, there'd probably be a few, no?
I don't believe so in the top flight.
No, isn't,
No, Miloš has played there for Columbus.
yeah, Miloš played there. There's been a few Aussies that have played
There might be some in the what's the one below?
the NSL.
Yeah.
The National
Soccer
That or
League.
the
National
USL.
Soccer League. There might be
USL, sorry, Gav.
USL,
USL
yeah.
one. I know there's a few Aussies there.
Can we answer this question?
Yeah, sorry. Can you read it again, please,
Will
Jerome?
the Australian Championship cause sponsor market change? Example, more focused on the National Second Division and A-League solely, as that's where the eyeballs will be. Two closed shops make sponsorship at the NPL level pointless. Oh, he's saying for the clubs that aren't in the National Second Division that are
course
playing
not.
NPL
Of course not. Why do you sponsor a club in the first place?
to get your business out there.
No, to write off tax. So
He's so right.
Fucking
He's so right.
genius, but also I'm scared.
So if you want to write off tax, you just sponsor a club and then you're done tax-wise.
This is the most fearless man in Melbourne.
Fearless.
This is the most fearless man of football in Australia.
To answer that question,
Is no.
It's good
The
for
an-
business.
The answer is no from Gavin.
yeah. Okay.
Unpopular thought. If Melbourne Victory and Sydney FC were ethnic clubs, they would have much more praise on their active support. 20 years of consistency despite police targeting them, Raptor squad, etc., house raids, etc. Many people or clubs would just give up or the club fuck the active off. Look, it's a good point. It's a good point, and I do think that the big supporter groups in the A-League do deserve more credit, especially because of how long they've been going for. Like, so even through all the trials and tribulations, the Terrace had stayed relatively strong throughout a bunch of bullshit, throughout COVID, throughout protesting and police and everything. So you got to give credit where it's due. But I think the praise goes more to the ethnic clubs, at least at the moment anyway, because I feel like, and I mean this in the most respectful way ever, I feel like NPL is like trendy now.
Well, the numbers on streams,
Yeah, can we get
and
can we talk about
engagement on
this?
socials. I got sent. Actually,
Can you just put it out there, Joe?
I'll read it. Now.
They're up 106%.
I think this is really important.
This is literally, I got sent this the other day, which, hey, I'm going to put this out there as well. To all the booters, would you guys want to see us commentate?
An NPL game.
Yes. Probably not comment the game.
No,
Can I
no,
make
no.
a reel about this?
I'm not going to say great ball to... we're going to say what we see.
We're going to taste the food.
How the
give you a food
souvlaki
review.
tastes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this is a record-breaking season so far for NPL Victoria. 608.9k views, 106% increase on last year, and 104.6k hours watched, 90% increase from the previous year. Top stream games was the game we went to, Jerome, Preston, South Melbourne, had 51,000 streams.
Yeah.
Melbourne Victory versus South Melbourne had 32.2, and was that St Albans? and
Hold on,
South
sorry.
Melbourne.
Can you say that again?
Yeah.
Preston South Melbourne had more than South Melbourne Victory.
Youth.
Yeah,
Victory
but-
Youth.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
Victory
sorry,
Youth.
sorry. Yeah, of course.
And then South Melbourne, St Albans had just under 28,000.
I will say that the top game obviously bumps up those numbers a bit, but regardless, you see the numbers in the other one, in the other games, 20, 30,000.
And I think we spoke about these early days on the pod about clubs really focusing on their social media, and it shows why, you know.
Well,
Yep.
I don't, there's something. Yeah, you're right.
What?
Well,
Yeah. Do they have? Is there anything on there that what's the drivers of those numbers?
I don't
Any idea?
I mean, I have no idea what the correlation of growth
Yeah.
What's going on?
I think
What do
timing
you
of
think it
the-
is?
I think timing of the
Why is that
games,
funny?
like not timing of the games, but timing of when the season is, and also the NPL plays the first, I think, 6 to 8 weeks without State League. State League just started this weekend, so there could be a drop because State League starts.
Great point.
So yeah,
You know what I'll say?
and also the initial.
I think more people are talking about it.
More people are talking about it because, let's be real, Preston have
Yes.
shaken this shit up. Preston have shaken this shit up. You got podcasts talking about it. You got like people like us and AU Ballers and other platforms going to the games and talking about it. And there's a bit of that fierceness back. There's a bit of that rivalry back.
And maybe a smell that there is some element of like these
Yes.
teams could go pro or something.
Yes.
Like some pathway.
Like they're close.
Light at the end, yeah.
They're so far away, but they're the closest they've ever been.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
Know
it.
what I mean?
In the A-League era, yes.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
they're, you know, this is the closest they've ever been, and it's still nowhere in sight. But there's a feeling.
and people getting around it, which is what we want to see.
Yep. Plan to play Metro 2 in Queensland with my old man. He passed away last November. Every time I play, it reminds me of him. Any tips of getting over grief? Appreciate you fellas. Wow, brother.
Sorry to hear that.
That's
bro.
a big question.
Condolences. Look, what I'll say is, again, this is easy for me to say because I'm not going through this situation, but would it help that he would love the thought of you playing? He would absolutely love that you're playing, especially at the same club, I'm assuming. He'd be watching down thinking, yes, son, go play. And also, if it's something that you two bonded over, it should be a connection that you hold on to dearly.
Can I just make a point?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
The prime, he lived this.
Yeah. What do you...
I don't know if you want to share.
Can you read it again for me, please?
Plan to play Metro 2 in season... Plan to play Metro 2 season in Queensland with my old man. He passed away last November. Every time I play, it reminds me of him. Any tips on getting over grief? Appreciate you fellas.
I think from my experiences, obviously my mum passed when I was 13, and I was playing at that time, and my only outcome was playing. My only happiness really brought me was playing, right? And still to today, 16 years on, when I had the wedding in Fiji, my good friend Cobby was doing his speeches about his mother that just passed recently. Shout out Cobby. It still affected me. 16 years on, he was doing his speeches. I was still crying. So I don't think you really need to get over grief. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing if you are getting emotional about it. It's totally normal. And football, if it brings you happiness, like Jerome said, it's much better you being out there playing instead of looking at some other vice to get away from that pain. So I think grieving is totally normal. And I think from my own experience, 16 years on, I still grieve till today, and it's totally normal.
Great answer, Gav. Great answer.
Let me see if I can find something for you.
While Rash looks for that, I just think, bro, that I don't know how many games you've played after your dad has passed. I don't know whether it's an early thing that might sort of become easier over time. Like Gav said, grief probably never fully leaves. It's just how you deal with it and you compartmentalize. But I think that absolutely, if he could speak from up there, he'd be saying, son, go put your fucking boots on and go play and go bag a few for me.
Yeah, I probably couldn't give a better answer than what Gav gave. So I'll just read this poem that I really felt like I connected with this a lot. So maybe it helps you. The Sea of Grief, it's called. The truth is, grief never ends. It ebbs and flows. At times, memories crash like waves breaking upon a rock. Other times, grief softly slips over you like a gentle wave, smoothing sand on the shoreline. The sea of grief is as boundless as our love. It's deep and goes far beneath the surface. And the only way to stay afloat is to learn to listen to the sea. Learn to swim with your emotional current. Let it be hard as it is. Remember, this sea was made from love. Remember this from between the waves. So I think exactly what Gav said, that comes and goes. It's not going to go away. It's the fact that it's there is beautiful because you had someone that you loved a lot, and obviously you love football as well, man. So keep playing.
Keep doing your thing,
That
bro.
was some of the best responses we've ever
Yeah,
had
that
on
was
amateur agents,
really
bro.
nice.
See what happens when we get serious questions
Yeah.
rather than should I.
The guy who owned up to me, I'm not going to out you, but you wrote a 4-week story that
You
wasn't
fucked
even,
my
that
life
wasn't
up
even
for 4
real.
weeks.
And we're arguing with each other over what's going on, and you're sitting at home on the couch
the
just
mom
going,
situation.
ha ha ha.
I believe.
Yeah, the guy kept contacting me. He goes, that's me, man. I'm just fucking making it
Bro,
up.
people added onto it randoms.
Yeah, like and the people.
Oh, so it wasn't one person.
No, one person started the wave, and then the others were like, well
I'll
actually.
take it from here, thanks.
Yeah,
new
Chinese whispers.
New scene.
Far
I'd
out.
love to know the percentage of serious questions on this freaking.
Ha! Someone just said, why do you complain about a $10 entrance fee then proceed to spend 40 at the canteen? Because it's my choice, cunt. Timestamp. Actually, no.
No, that was fine. That's fine.
No, leave that in.
He's on a calorie calorie
What about when we
deficit.
did the ad the other day and you're like, can we swear? And he's like, yeah, everything's fine. Just can't say cunt.
Yeah, we got a fucked up cool coming, man, don't we? We shot it the other day.
Why cunt? Why is it so offensive?
Yeah, I think it's
Viewed
not.
as the most offensive.
Yeah,
Americans
not
are
really
here and they go,
here, but other countries, yeah.
Can we talk about what we've just before we jump into the next one? Just while you're on that, of how we're grown men driving out to local parks with
Yeah.
costumes to do skits.
And every time we rock up,
free.
Jerome goes, "We're 30, guys.
What
Guys,
are
we're
we
30.
doing? It's fucking funny,
free.
man.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
Did you say?
For free."
Just a dagger in the heart.
Like, just because we want to.
Yeah. Like, should we see? We've done some,
Wait, hold on.
Just
Look
for-
at the disgust on his face.
Just for,
that has re-triggered you again.
just for your guys' amusement.
Yeah.
Just so you cunts can giggle.
Yeah. We spend 8
You
hours
guys
a
need to start-
week.
You guys need to
More
start
probably.
charging $10 per episode.
Like we're starting to hurt body parts with certain shots now.
Yeah, to be fair,
Yeah.
our level
I
of
thought we had to-
podcast, like, where would you put it in like a footballing sense of leagues?
Our level of podcast.
Yeah, like are we MPL? Are we A League?
No, no,
are we
no, no, no,
EPL?
no.
Yeah,
We're-
like what
are we
round of
state
the Australian
three?
Cup are we
Like
getting to?
globally?
we're Socceroos,
Globally,
cuz. We're Socceroos.
So what's that globally?
Like the best in Australia.
Okay,
Oh,
so
that's actually a sensational opinion.
Yeah.
all right, so
Globally,
globally,
it's tough, bro.
Yeah.
Globally,
like
are we
conference.
making the World Cup?
Globally,
We're
we might
national
like,
conference.
Globally, we might be like, oh, random cool team from Australia randomly got into the Club World Cup but didn't win a game.
We're South Melbourne.
Yeah, we're South Melbourne. Someone
Happy to be at the Maracana.
Yeah.
Someone said, what was with the last 2 episodes, boys? They were shit. Worst ones yet.
And that's why we're playing conference. Shout out him.
Yep.
He's the
That's
footy
that's good honesty.
You know,
what was that? Wait,
Oh, this is the stuff with.
Shout out that dude,
That's
bro.
all right, man. We didn't spend freaking our Sunday coming in and working hard, and Jerome and the admin team.
Yeah, no,
Counts-
it was
you know,
unique.
It was a unique-
spent
it was
hours
a
and
unique
hours.
topic, man.
Socceroos.
And
do you know what it is?
Called him shit.
Do you know what it is?
yeah.
He produced fucking
I was speaking.
Jason Kalina.
I was speaking to. You know what's funny, because a few YouTube comments said this was their favorite episode of all time.
Some
It
people
was
were
so
saying.
informative.
I got a few messages from people saying how much they loved it.
Yeah.
Look, on this, sorry, just before you do your thing, yesterday I was at a State 4 game with the boys, and the conversation around headers came up so much. Every single time the
Really?
ball was sent long,
Really?
Wow.
one of us was just like,
CTE.
and, you know, certain
Like this?
certain ways they had. No, we were like,
yeah.
every single time it's like, that looks like CTE.
Yep. Yep. See what
It's just, it's
Well,
in my
to
mind
be
now.
honest, there's a boy at my team that's playing with me that had
At Malvern.
concussion. Yeah, concussion. And obviously he's had the 10-day break and he's still not back because he's getting headaches.
Yeah.
Oh,
Look, I said that for our high IQ listeners, it would have been a mad ep.
Yeah.
So for this guy,
No, I'm not generalising.
For this guy,
He sorted himself into a group.
Yeah, you choose
he's
your
done it
path in
himself.
life. You
Hey,
want to
hey, by
charge
the way-
$10 for a state 3? Don't do it.
hey, by the way, this is amateur agents.
Yeah.
And he's written in saying, guys, fuck us up with the last two episodes. So
we appreciate
shit.
you checking us, man.
Thanks for the question, dude.
Yeah.
Amateur Agents is just the opinion podcast now.
I thought it was a forum.
Anonymous
Reddit.
hate. When is Gav making his comeback? Soon. Who should be the Socceroos starting number 9?
can we give our opinions or not?
I'm not educated enough to know.
Who should be the Socceroos
I
starting
don't watch
number
all
9?
of them enough
All
to
I know
have
is
a
that
really strong opinion.
All I know is that Aaron Kunda should be playing. That's all I know.
Yeah, is there some call-ups? I'm not going to say call-ups that we disagree, but is there some players being left out that we think should be in the squad?
Well, what else can you do in the A-League if you're like a Noah Bodic?
That's what I mean.
My
you know?
I'd say Cassini Yengi.
Has he been bagging like that?
Nah, but he's just playing at a top. He's playing top level.
Yeah, but what does that mean, bro?
He's
Just
I don't
'cause
know
he's
what his
playing
goal-
at a
I don't know
certain
what his
level, he
goal
should
record
play.
is. Nah, but I don't know.
League 1.
I think he
I
offers.
don't
Nah,
really
he's
watch
playing.
him
They're
week
playing
in,
championship.
week
They're
out.
playing
So.
championship.
Yeah, bro.
Portsmouth.
Yeah.
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 He
Are they not League 1?
And
He
he's
literally
been somewhat instrumental.
I'm pretty
for
sure
that.
he got them promoted.
Yeah, it's hard, man. It's hard. It's hard.
Well, put it
And
this way: that question's the question in Australian football right now, and we have Archie Goodwin, Norbotic. We have a lot of good young strikers coming through. Someone's
right,
gonna take
they are.
Jovanovic.
They're 17.
You
Hey,
know?
can I ask, Jerome? Can I ask, bro?
Oops.
Is this the situation of the Dan Gornish thing that you're talking about?
Well, my conversation
No,
goes...
because I don't think that there are any For me, the Socceroos strikers, I feel like they're all like this. There's no one that's up here and there's no one that's down here.
All right.
I feel
Yeah.
like they're all there, so I can't really say
But
like
would you-
shit.
And it's like an old gen is kind of past. Like,
Yeah.
you know, Jamie's McLaren's gone to India. Tags has kind of just got called back in, but, you know, hasn't been around. Tommy Urich is finished. You know, so it's this next crop.
Well, I always go back to Carter, who's been on great form, and I think it's 1 or 2 points off getting promoted into first div.
He's also the
And
top scorer. Which I don't know how the Portuguese second division compares to a A-League. I'm not sure. But
How does it compare to a championship? It would be miles behind. Not
I
miles.
don't know,
Would it
not
be
miles,
miles,
not
but it'd be
miles,
miles.
but it would be
Behind.
behind.
Yeah.
It'd be behind. The championship's a good fucking league, bro.
Yeah.
There's a lot of strikers bubbling to be the 9 for Australia.
Which is a champagne problem.
I don't have an answer like Rash. No one sticks out to me so much where I'm like, they have to start. Whereas in other positions, there are players where I think like, yes. Like,
It's a big thing though to really give a strong example of the challenge that Popovic has and maybe why Noah Botic doesn't get picked. It's very tough being a young striker in the A-League to then go and lead the Socceroos at the World Cup.
yeah, it's big boy shit.
Like, that's a different world, man.
Who is going to score? Sorry, Jakey.
No, go.
Who is going to score more goals this season? Jerome, Jake, or Gav? Me, because I play five-a-side. But out of Jake and Gav, where are you?
I reckon Jake's more.
Jake
than me
will.
for
Gav's a DM.
I like a DMA. To be
Jake,
fair.
are you?
Yeah.
Let's go over-unders on Jake's goals and assists this year. I'm going to go.
I reckon let's go over-unders on, like, minutes. He's going to play way more minutes than me.
Really?
What's over-unders?
Overs, like...
Can we give can we give the
is he gonna
listeners?
score more over or under 10 goals?
Let's do this. Let's give our listeners
Oh, okay.
their average minutes of Jake and I and average goals and assists. That would be a cool fact.
I've
Minutes
played,
is
I've played in
hard.
8 years.
Minutes is. Let's do goals.
I don't
and
even know what I'm going to do.
I'll tell you what
me
Jake's going to do.
At the moment, I'm not even in the squad.
Okay, so Gavin 0-0.
Hey, by the way, he's got Milos Lujic.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have cut you
No,
off.
I wasn't going to say that. I was going to say.
I've got Jai Egan, mate.
Yeah, you do. You do.
Is he a striker?
No, but it's Jai. He's got the height.
Okay.
I was going to add on to that and say
Yeah, he's
Jake does have Milosh, Jake has some decent midfielders around him as well. He probably will play as an 8/10. I'm going to go with 6 goals,
How many games?
11 assists.
How many games do they play?
I'll take that.
I'll go with that.
There's 22 games, by the way.
If I come away with 11
That's
assists,
decent, bro.
Bro, that's a good season.
I'll go.
How
to
many
the
games
NBA.
is
That's
it?
an assist
They
every
might even
every
pay you
second
next
game.
year.
Do they what? How many games do you play?
Pretty much, he's saying he's making me out to be Kevin De Bruyne after an 8-year break of State 3.
Can I not have confidence in my friend?
Hey, how many games do you play?
That's a goal
I have
every
no
3
idea.
games.
I'll be honest, I still don't know all the teams in the league. I never look at that shit.
Do you know where you train?
Not really.
I
to
don't-
be honest.
No,
I
I'm
tried
like,
at 3 different
bro, I'm
spots.
like him, bro. I'm like him. You just get there.
Whoever's in
You know.
front of
Just
me.
play the game.
Fucking play.
Yeah.
I'm
Boys
not.
are
Keep
sending
doing
in
research. How many
boys-
games you got this year?
Boys are
Fucking hell.
sending in results about, who gives a fuck, man.
Yeah, it's because you two are ex-pros, though.
See him
Come
when you
on.
see him, bro.
Come on. If that's the highest they've ever played, they're going to be like,
But
fuck.
I
Michelin star chefs at Macca's.
Well, that's exactly right.
That's what's going on now.
Right.
Hey.
Any...
Are you making your late night detour where me and Gavin?
What's that?
Let's not talk about that.
Wait, what?
That's only for me to know.
What?
If I want to go to Sunshine, I'll go
What
to
is
Sunshine.
that,
What was that
bro?
one?
If I want to go Sunshine, I'll go Sunshine.
Sunshine, bro.
Any football pods you guys listen to or watch? No.
Um,
I watch reels of what's the Gary Neville one?
The rest is
oh
football.
my god!
Yeah.
I watched that religiously,
Yeah,
start
yeah.
to finish.
Yeah.
Yep.
I haven't watched
You're
the Sol
definitely
Campbell
gonna
one. I
What is it
watched
called?
Stick to Football. I watched a little bit of Gary Lineker, Michael Richards, but the one I'm really popping with is Jimmy Bullard's new one.
Yeah,
Because
I
it's Jimmy
said that,
Bullard
didn't I?
and one of his co-hosts, and they just like
Banter.
I heard
they're starting FC Bullard.
Oh,
a good
right,
friend
right.
sent to me Project Football. Anyone listen to that?
That's a serious.
Is it?
That's not a piss take. Sorry, that's like a developmental.
Like it's oh, okay.
Yeah,
Podcast, isn't
someone
it?
recommended it to me.
I hate those.
It's not like a Jimmy Bullard or something like that. where
I
they're
hate
sort of-
Diary of a CEO. I hate all that shit where it's like,
Anything that makes your life better, huh?
no, it doesn't make your life
Hey,
better.
can
They're
you-
all
can-
scams.
hey,
When he
can
goes,
you-
why are you sad?
Yeah,
And it's like, wow, that's profound. Why am I sad?
yeah. So what did you actually do every morning
Yeah,
to make yourself happy?
yeah, happy. Yeah.
Break it down
Yeah.
for me.
Why? So when you were sad, how did you be happy?
Yeah. I woke up every morning,
Yeah.
yeah, and just looking at yourself in the mirror,
Wow.
say to myself, you're a fucking cunt,
Wow.
yeah, and fucking get happy.
Wow.
And that's it.
And then
That's brilliant.
Then
And then-
a 45-minute cold shower.
That's
Cold
brilliant.
shower.
That's brilliant. Yeah.
And
Cheat my
then-
wife.
And then within 1 month, I'd turn my whole life around.
Wow.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So
Brilliant. And that's why you were professional all these years.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Just that.
Football pods used to listen to Filthy until Tigo and all them left, so it became shit.
Do you listen to From My Left now?
I don't listen to any football pods. Like,
Chunks and Philly, you call it a... I mean,
Whack!
sorry, I don't know if we can talk about them anymore, but
Yeah.
back in the day, would you call them a football pod?
no, they never had a football pod.
no.
They
No.
just did some football
Yeah.
related
What a-
content.
I never liked them anyway.
What about... Oh, Specs. You watch Specs, don't you?
Love Specs, but
That's football.
I don't. I just sort of like keep up to date with his social media, but like he had his own pod where the rule was they couldn't talk about football. That was the only rule.
We should start a new pod like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that was a good pod.
Yeah,
they spoke
that'll
about
be
wrestling.
That'll be the extra
Two.
pod we do.
Yes. Yes.
Maybe.
Good idea.
I used to watch all of them. The rest is football. SDS. The one with the guy from Birmingham. What's his name? You fucking. He gets online. He talks about fucking Chelsea is shit. Chelsea is shit.
Birmingham?
Yeah, Chelsea is shit. Wouldn't pay it. Wouldn't
I know
watch
who
them
you're
pay
talking
it if they
about,
wouldn't
bro.
fucking-
I don't.
Yeah.
I've seen him on TikTok. I know what you're talking about.
Used to watch all that. I used to fucking binge football. Peter Crouch, all them. But for the past couple of months, I only listen to the usuals, man.
Hey, can I ask you this? Do you think the English banter has kind of started to get a bit saturated.
Yeah.
Like the football story.
Yeah.
Like the exaggeration in the story.
To be fair, that's why I started the pod. But I started the pod because of those inspirational, like, oh, they're
Yeah,
gonna
they
have
were
banter
mad when you
stories.
first kind of hear them.
Yeah, and then it's just like, man, just talk about say three.
I reckon the best
football.
football podcast out there. I don't watch it religiously, but if I guarantee, no matter what episode you go on, it bangs because they're comedians and it's because they're Scottish. Is Open Goal. They're the guys that sell out like the O2 Arena and stuff or whatever in.
Isn't that fascinating? I don't even.
They do
know
live
who
shows.
They are.
Yeah.
How does
This,
that happen?
this is the guy that talks about Gravison. Tommy Gravison, he'll coming in.
Oh, I've seen that clip.
Those,
I've seen
those
that clip.
guys. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that clip.
The amount of niches that exist out there, you would have no idea.
Yeah.
Oh, this person has 40 million subscribers on YouTube. I'm like, I don't know who that is.
You know who someone showed me the other day? My missus, actually. Tammy Hemsworth.
Yep.
Is that her name?
Tammy Hembro.
No, Tammy
Hembro.
Hembro. Hemsworth is the brother.
So-
the act.
There you go.
No,
I was
I
tripping
had
out
never-
then.
he's talking about their sister,
Yeah.
Tammy Hemsworth.
Oh, right, yeah.
No, I had never even heard of her
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
And she's the biggest content creator in Australia by a country mile, I feel like. Like, if you look at her numbers, right? I don't know if anyone's even close to her.
Is that because she's drop dead gorgeous?
She's
Well-
a socialite personality.
You know,
Everyone's got their
we
taste.
looked
She's been
into
doing
this
it for a
because
long
what's
time,
going on
though.
there?
Yeah.
Why is she so? Because we looked at
consistent.
who's the next person below her. I think the next one is that.
Spanios.
Nah, bro, he's so far below.
No, but in terms
So
of
far.
YouTube.
YouTube bigger.
biggest
But I'm talking
Aus-
about numbers on Instagram and TikTok.
Oh,
She's 17 million, bro.
probably Kylie Minogue.
The biggest Australian
know.
content creator at all is Laserbeam.
Yeah.
Laserbeam.
20
Who the
million
fuck is that?
YouTube subscribers.
Who is that?
That's
bro?
Mr.
Now
Beast
it's
has him in.
another-
Mr. Beast has him in like his YouTube clips.
on Epstein Island.
Laserbeam is massive, and it's just not for us, so we don't care about it.
Do they go Epstein Island? Anyway.
They created it.
Okay.
Oh, as a gamer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But he streams YouTube, all that.
I'm a PE teacher interested in coaching at the local club. How much do I stand to make with AFCC diploma qualification? That's pretty high, to be fair. AFCC at a local club.
What does he mean local?
Well, he says he's a PE teacher interested in coaching at the local club a couple of afternoons after school. How much do I stand to make with AFCC diploma qualifications?
I think now, by the way, I think Ian Green last week, the podcast that guy criticised before, he mentioned a guy named Ron Smith, who now is... I'm not exactly sure of what his role is at Football Australia, but he has something to do with
It's the guru
curriculum.
of coaching.
He has come in and put the C license back to how it was, I think, when I was a kid, and it's actually valuable to do it. So I urge anyone out there, you'll learn a lot from doing the C license, especially for coaching younger players. To answer this guy's question, it will help him a lot, I think.
What are the chances of a 12-year-old or youth player being scouted here to go overseas? Question 2, if you wanted to take your child overseas to try out there, what do you need to do? Boy, broad question, but I think 12 is... You can get scouted at 12 to go overseas, for sure. It's not too late if that's what you're asking.
Typically, though, if that's happening at 12, your whole family's going to have to move there. So if you want your kid to go, you got to prepare to go with them.
Well, at least one parent.
I
too
did a
young to
whole
live- too
breakdown
young
of
to live
this
gigs.
on my Instagram and on my TikTok. On my Instagram and on my LinkedIn that summarizes this whole question for you. So if you want to look at that, you can do so.
All right, that saves us answering that. Yep, go check out that video. I really hate my 70-year-old Metro 5 gaffer.
I would too.
He's definitely still playing head tennis at that training.
100%. And I've been trying to get him to sack for over a year.
Wow.
I had all but given up.
Getting you sacked.
Rat in the cat.
I had all but given up until last week I stumbled across an OnlyFans account that looked... This is fake.
What?
Get fucked.
Fuck's sake.
Just read it out. Just read it out.
Fucking hell.
Wait, keep reading, Jerome. Keep reading.
I stumbled across an OnlyFans account that looked like him. To make sure that it was him, I paid $7 and it's definitely him. What should I do?
What?
That's cat.
Nice story. Go write a TV
You
show.
tried to get him sacked, and now
Yeah.
you're getting assist.
And now you're paying him.
Tell us a story about when you've lost your cool in a match. I don't think Rash ever has.
Lost my cool.
Lost
Yeah,
your,
you would have.
lost
You would
your
have. You would have
cool.
lost it once.
I honestly don't know if I have ever. You know how people say, "Oh, I just saw red, bro. I just saw red."
Yeah, you just seen
What do you
green.
mean? What's
I
that
don't
mean?
know if I ever saw red.
Yeah.
What's saw red?
Like
on
lost-
like a raging bull.
Can mean
Lost
a few things,
control.
You forgot what happened.
like just started beating people up and not lost
Gavin,
control
yours
of what
is
they were
well
doing.
documented. You two-footed someone.
Yeah, we used to call it in Adelaide when someone's got red mist.
Yeah.
When their head's
mist.
gone. And for like the next 10 minutes, it's entertainment.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like it's like a little dash.
Yeah.
Where like he's just like, oh fuck this, I'm just gonna fly in.
Yeah, fuck this
Mine's
cunt.
every 15 minutes.
You know?
Oh, God. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, I
it's
can,
more
Jake,
like-
Pay
Jake
$10
does
for that, I tell you that much.
Jake can lose it.
Yeah, I've
Have you ever lost it at your teammate on the pitch?
Surely.
one of my best seasons I ever played when my body was fit was at a team called Richmond in the NPL. It was the year after South. And I had a great season. I thought anyway, football-wise. And
Richmond
I see
Bucket
a mate 10 years like after. And he goes, man, I always remember this one thing about you at Richmond. And I was thinking, fuck, I was going to probably say something
season.
nice.
That goal you scored?
And he said that he passed me the ball and I was getting marked in the midfield and he passed it to the side that the guy was marking me instead of the other side when I was free to turn.
God.
And he said, bro, you turned around and said, if I pass it to that side again, I'll punch you in the face. That's what apparently
Can you never talk to me like that, please?
that's what apparently I said to him. And
You know,
I
if you
like
ever
borderline don't believe it, but like it's pretty random to just say. So I was like,
Wait, he used the specific terms "punch you in the head."
I said that to him.
Yeah, I'll punch you in the head.
Chris Kiosis.
That makes perfect sense and it's hilarious.
He says it to you like it's a fond memory. He's like, bro,
Yeah.
remember the time when you said
He goes, bro,
that you punched
yeah.
me in my fucking face?
Yeah, for playing the ball on the wrong side of my body. So if anything, I'm a psychopath.
Watch out, Sandy.
You know, if you ever spoke to Jerome like that, this podcast will end.
100%. Hard walk off.
On the spot.
Wait, need a Jerome tantrum walk off.
I'll fucking lose my mind.
We got close today, I reckon.
Oh, fuck it, I'm done.
Hey, can I answer this travel question because it's just pretty succinct written. I want to get your point of views on this
Righto.
as well. All
All
right.
right, mate, let's go.
Righto.
All right, so
Righto,
this
Wayne.
is the answer
Strap
to
force 5.
should young kids in Australia go should young kids in Australia go to overseas trials. Number one, if you're paying to be there, it isn't a trial. If they're actually wanting to look at you, you will be trialing at least for free. If they are really interested, they will even cover some of your associated costs. Number two, do you have a passport for that country or region? If you don't, it will make it 10 times harder to get selected. And even if you do get selected, you won't be able to play until you're 18 unless your parents move over with you. 3, are there local opportunities available? The only reason I moved to Argentina was because the only opportunities that were available at that time were VIS and AIS, which required you to pretty much make a state team at 12 years old and stay within the mix, which I had not. Now there are a lot more local opportunities available. 4, your chances of getting a professional contract in Australia are higher than overseas. Even after coming back from 3 years at one of the biggest clubs in Argentina, Australia did not recognise that as enough reason to get a trial at an A-League club. Junior football without a first team appearance, even overseas, means nothing to anybody important.
Nice.
And 5, are you prepared for it if you are selected? Best case scenario, you get picked. Are you prepared to give up your whole life, friends, family, culture, language, all of your comforts for a long enough period of time that it makes the money spent worth it? Your answer might be immediately yes, but remember that a lot of players thought that, and then when push came to shove, they weren't. You need to be really honest with yourself to know that you are ready for the challenge. If you're unsure, then it might be worth staying until you're older, more mature, and have another person, maybe a partner with you to make the whole transition easier.
Even I'm scared to go now.
Well,
Nah, I'm fucking with you.
Were you thinking of going?
yeah, I was thinking of going.
Dude,
That's
it's
actually
like-
a great breakdown.
it's you know when Fahid copped heaps of shit on here for like
Oh.
talking about like
God.
if you're not at a certain level by a certain age, which you know people can have their opinion on that, but like what you cannot argue is the statistics of players that get out of those academies and play in the first team is minuscule, no matter how good they are, bro.
Would you guys... Oh, sorry, Jake.
No, it's just crazy.
Would you guys ever make vids doing drafts? Example.
I was going to say doing drugs.
Same. Same.
Depends how much you pay. Now, would you rather spend $10 on that? Or, you know what I'm going to say?
Have you seen that? It's probably It's probably not the best.
Yeah, Patreon.
No, get him to the Greek.
Yeah.
When Jonah Hill's trying to
forgot
keep
about
his
that movie.
client like sober. And so he drinks and smokes everything, and then when he gets out, I just picture you doing that.
Shit, great movie.
Doing the draft.
Yeah, doing drafts like all-time A-League players, and like we get like one draft pick each, like per position, maybe. But a lot of other pods do that, man.
Would that be entertaining?
It could be.
I used to really enjoy it, but there has to be so much banter in between. The Filthy Fellas used to do it really,
Yeah,
really
they
well
do it well.
back in the day.
Getting a lot of game time in State 1 Resis. One of the best players on the team, but no pathway to seniors. What do I do? Must definitely someone that Gav's taken up their position. Man, depends how many games are you into the season?
Yeah, State League hasn't even started.
Like, it's been one round. So
He's
maybe
talking about friendlies.
keep going because you never know, because that player could get injured and bam, they need to call you up. That's what I would say. Should do a suited and booted five-a-side tournament. Rash, Jake, Jerome, and Gav all have a team. People from the starting 1100 can apply to play. Do a random name draw to see who will be playing with who. The players then are drawn randomly placed into teams. It's a good idea, but if I don't get a good team, I'll throw a fit.
Which would be hilarious.
Which would be great content.
Yeah,
I'd be like, oh, what the fuck? All these NPL players are in the starting 1100 and they were on my team.
Jerome can't start in his own team.
Yeah,
And stacked with NPL quality.
and you get that goalkeeper dad that keeps commenting on all our shit.
Yo, man. You remember that guy who's man, give your daughter back her account,
Yeah,
bro.
please
Stop sniping off that account.
Let her do
bro.
TikTok dances and shit.
It's just weird,
Yeah,
bro.
man,
Weird
get your-
behavior.
Yeah, but
man.
we have to everyone seriously. We have thought about doing some in-person events. We're still working out what that exactly is, but we'll come.
I want to do trivia. That's what I want to do, but we'll see.
Do you have a good trivia question for us?
Bro. Oh, now?
You know what would be a great name for your trivia? Suited and booted ballitis.
Or just ballitis.
Hey, bro, hold on. Has there been a noise going on the whole time that suddenly stopped?
It was the
Yeah, that was aircon.
Oh, I thought I was losing it, bro.
Losing his mind.
My bad.
What the hell? Sorry, boys. Continue.
First one to answer. Ready?
Yep.
What brand was the first World Cup ball?
Puma.
I don't know the answer.
Surely it wasn't a.
Surely Adidas,
Surely it
bro.
was nothing that was around. That's
I
around
think
now.
it was leather.
Yeah.
was brown
I'm gonna
leather.
say. Yeah. Is that a brand? Brown leather.
Yeah.
Dunlop. Surely that's the oldest brand
I don't
existing.
know why I
Yeah.
said Puma. I just remember Palais.
Did you guys have those Dunlops at
That
school?
was like in the
Yeah.
70s.
Did ya?
They were killer at that time, huh?
Yeah, they tried to bring him back.
Shout out Kovo, by the way. Do we want to shout him out?
Yeah, why not?
40 years.
What's going on? Where you been?
Yeah.
Because you were the goats.
Wait,
we
you
back?
guys haven't seen? I think they've rebranded. They're celebrating 40 years this year.
Damn.
Really?
Yeah,
What's with
yeah,
the
I saw that.
Instagram? There's like 3 posts on it, or is that maybe just the recency?
I
of
have
the
no
talk?
idea. I actually don't know, but I do know
pull
that
it up.
we're talking.
What advice would you give to any... Don't pull it up, Noel. I'll tell you why. What advice would you give to any 16-year-old striker? Play hard, play good, and play well.
Score goals.
What advice would Peter, like, you know how sometimes these people that they're just the volunteers, they're not coaches, and then they want to give advice, what would Peter say?
Listen, go home, right? Go onto YouTube's, type in Paul
YouTube's multiple.
Paul Matsurusianis 1993 highlights friendly against Melbourne Knights. You'll know how to be a striker.
Henley's crazy.
Not the home game because he didn't play that well.
Like a game that only a select amount of people saw.
No, a game that 4 people were.
That he's clocked and said it'll change this kid's life.
Yeah. And the kid's like,
That's how
got
good
it.
Paul Matsurusianis was.
Thanks,
man.
Peter, thanks.
Thanks, Pete.
We need to do like
Giving advice.
no Paul Matsurusianis clip.
Oh, yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean?
Leather ball.
Peter runs into Paul Matsuriadis at the grocer's,
Yeah, like,
at the fruit and veg shop.
get out of town. Paulie M? My hero?
You remember me?
Remember me?
Peter.
Peter.
You signed my shirt.
You saw my shirt.
I was at the friendly.
Yeah, I was at the friendly.
When you
Remember
a
when-
bicycle from halfway.
Remember I was at that friendly when you got 1 assist and 2 goals? And you were playing left wing, but they moved you to right wing in the 50th minute. You know those cunts that know every weird fact?
Oh, Jose.
Like, because Ivan Rukic was up front and he got injured and said, you came in.
Are you still living in Lindale?
He's just, yeah. He's looking
I'll tell you how
How's
that,
Paula?
I'll tell you how that skit should end. Off.
Yes. Please. I think I know
I'm your
where
dad, Peter. Yes, I hate my other dad. All right.
I always wanted it to be you.
Yeah, fuck my dad.
Okay.
Nah, not my real. Like, okay, boys, come on.
Pause.
Who's most likely to have an OnlyFans? On the count of 3, we're all going to say who. 1, 2, 3. Gavin!
It's the pescatarian diet.
Yes.
The pescatarian.
Have you ever opened an account?
Nah.
I've bought some shit.
Really?
Yeah, well, fuck, I don't care. It's open market.
So you
I meant
pay
like
for
as
that,
in-
but not for as in
ROI. ROI. Videos I can rewatch. Oh my God. New content every day.
Isn't it like there's a breakdown though? Like the more you pay, the more benefits you get?
Tiers. That's why any State 3 club should be like $20.
We're on only
Pavilions. $10 on the fence.
On the fence.
VIP behind the scenes.
VIP behind the goals.
In the club rooms.
What is the
My dad
difference?
must be paying a lot at Thunder.
Okay. What is the difference in team fines culture from a league down to state leagues? What's the craziest or most expensive fine you've ever copped or seen a player cop? Well, we spoke about rashes in Korea.
Yep.
Can't be on your phone ever.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone can get more expensive than those fines, even the Premier League.
There was a 5K that was for a lateness to a training session.
What?
5,000.
How late were you?
5,000 USD. Not me, bro.
How late? He was scared of the Korean regime.
Do you know what?
I would not be late if the fine was
question.
$5,000.
Question, who was president when you played over there? Shit joke, never mind.
Was it going back to
Yeah.
like Gavin?
No,
No.
it was a Kim Jong.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Kim John Denise.
Shit joke.
The Adelaide, do you remember like quirky fines that you've had? Like one in Adelaide, we used to get fined if you got picked up in customs. So the whole team would like wait
yeah,
for that
that's a
person
good
to get
one.
grabbed. It's like,
Yeah. That's
excuse me, mate, do you mind if you just come here for a second? Ah, fuck.
Can we all invent?
Fine, no.
Can we all invent a fine? A really good fine
For this?
for every club whoever's listening.
Oh, yeah, because I don't want to pay fines.
Come on, every club that's listening to this has to implement these one of these 4 fines into
All
their
right,
thing.
if your team decides to charge $10 for a state league game, fine
To the players.
to the players.
Shit.
Yeah, I like having a good atmosphere builder is the court system. So if anyone wants to contest a fine,
Appeal, yes.
you choose a random 3 that sit on the jury. You have the captain as the judge, that's law and order, and the person pleads their case in front of the team.
Question,
like that one.
did you appoint yourself to that role this year or
What?
jury?
No, but we do have a shit shirt.
Yeah,
where
yeah, I like
everyone comes in and says, bro, this guy last week did this one did that, he said this, and then
shit
bang,
shirt's
someone's wearing a
good.
pink shirt.
We were going to implement that on the pod, didn't we? But we
shit
didn't
shirt
do
is
it.
good. I think I wore it last week, the Fiji, and that could be the shit shirt.
You love that.
My favourite fine, I think, was a brain snap.
Oh, that's a good
That
one.
was at Moreland Zebras, brain snap, where like if you lost it and let's say you kicked someone or you argued
ball
with someone
away.
or where you kicked the ball away, brain snap, that was the best.
Damn, I
thing.
would have had a few of
Because
those.
when someone has a brain snap and someone goes fine,
Yeah,
they
it's
fucking
even
brain
more.
snap again.
I think the best one to lead up to that is when you play cage and you do losing team gets fined, and then you get the most brain snaps because people are like, "Fuck, we're gonna get fined," and then people just start flying in because they know they're gonna get fined.
How about
they're losing?
Respectfully to everyone here, fuck all that. How's this sound?
Okay.
Where did my fines and our team's fines go, Brandon Park Metro 8?
Did you actually play for Brandon Park Metro 8?
Yes. Where did the
Oh
fines
man,
go?
I tell you what, I would have paid to
Where
watch
did
that.
the fine money go?
I would have
$30.
I would pay $300 right now to watch him play at Brandon
Age of
Park
14.
Metro 8.
But I'll pay $350 if he completes 90 minutes.
I always used to do
Well, because I just want to see the last 30.
Can we put?
Mate,
can we
I'm-
put? The league has
I just farted.
Hey, can we put Jerome on the market? Can we put Jerome on the market? If any team wants Jerome,
Oh my
Yes.
Oh, that would be good.
Let's club you out, bruh.
yeah.
Hey,
Yes.
who wants Jerogba for a stint?
Hey, what's
Yeah,
your
let's do a one-game
celebration that
stint.
you do on the No, like when you do the pre-camera thing? So then when they say Jerome Calof, number 16.
turn around and fart.
Can we do a one game stint? What club offers the most for Jerome to go and play?
I will fucking take $1,000 right now just for some PR at a
Can you
club.
imagine the sound of this face on Sky Sports?
Yeah, at Amy
Yeah,
Park.
But like with a serious face,
That's the Chrysler. Just microphone in his bum.
Oh, God.
you're number 9, Jerome Khalef.
And each week it's a different noise.
Yeah.
You're number 9.
Pre-game meal.
Yeah. I think I followed through. I want to say that on the last day of the season.
The wet one.
Yeah. That was a wet one.
And your very own.
With the introduction of State League 6 and State League 7,
What?
will there be a suited and booted FC in State League 7?
Oi.
Already got the youth aspect done with Rash and Sri Lankan international in Gavin. You could also sign former Gold Coast United legend Mitch Cooper. Jake knows him.
It's a lot of work, man, running a football
It's a lot of work. If you want to run it for us, we'll do it.
What happened? Sorry, I wasn't listening.
That's all right. That's normal.
Would we build our own club in State 6 or 7?
Are
not.
Australians too harsh on attendances? I live in Uruguay and Colombia for 4 years, and some of those attendances were shocking, but there was zero debates about getting crowds. It was more acceptance that people as a collective have phases when they attend games.
I don't think Peñarol would be struggling with attendance.
Well, it's the problem is that we've
Colombia, I
had
wouldn't.
massive attendances, and then we've had
Yeah.
like Ghost Town. All in
yeah,
the space
I guess
of 10, 15 years.
He's probably not talking about, I mean, I hope maybe he is. I don't think the top leagues in
like-
Colombia are struggling.
Yeah, but you can't compare top league of Colombia and Uruguay compared to us.
what, like from a fanfare point of view?
Well, the league's been existing for how many more years then?
Yeah.
No, but he's saying no one goes.
Yeah, that's what I read.
I'd love to see the numbers
Yeah.
of whether that's actually accurate. But also, what
What?
Going on. Someone just sent me something.
Oh, I
stupid.
thought it was something to do
Sorry,
with you two.
I thought it was my face.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd love to see the numbers. What did you say?
I'm just thinking of him, man. You're number 9.
That's what.
Him coming
I got a
round-
skid idea.
Him coming round with his cross-eyed.
Yeah, I have a skid idea. That's all right. We're going.
Yeah, let's move on.
Yeah. All right.
Yes, sir.
Cool. A few more, boys. Then we'll pack it up. I got to go to Macca's. What? Okay. This
we
is
say it?
hilarious.
Oh, yes.
This is so rude, but this is hilarious.
Love it.
Why does Rash think he is so smart, but not?
What is that?
Is that the whole comment? Is there nothing more?
I'll have you know that Rash is a smart guy. It's not. It's
Bro,
not.
Rashid's intelligence has
Evolved.
increases
Yeah, evolved.
dramatically
Yeah.
every year.
Yeah.
I don't think
just
I'm that. I actually don't think
I
I'm
feel
that
like I
naturally
just feel
smart
like
at all.
you're in like it's the house of learned darkness. He's just reading books or something, man.
You're also
I think
sitting
I'm-
with us three.
I actually think I'm one of the dumbest people ever, but somehow smart.
No, you're weird smart.
Yeah.
Like he gets real smart and real
No, no,
knowledge
no.
not on topics.
I'll tell you what
and
Gav
then
is.
some things he's just got
What he
no
knows
idea what's going
about,
on.
he's a genius in.
Yeah. And
What
what
he
I don't
doesn't?
need to know about, I don't care
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
No, I would say you're smart in the sense that you've lived 7 lives.
I'm a cat,
By the age of 28.
so I'm about to die.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that most people your age have done one thing for their whole life
What-
and you've lived around the world.
What would you consider is smart? Like, what is the thing that you think is like, or like maybe a couple things that you think is like the cornerstone of being smart?
Nor's smart.
I think I'll tell you what it is. I think
I think I am.
ability to engage people of very different backgrounds in
Yeah,
conversation. I think
maybe.
that as soon as I see someone that's able to talk to like if I can talk to like a 70-year-old Caribbean woman and a
Jake's
10-year-old
grandma.
Indian kid,
See, I reckon I can do
and
that.
it's a good
Not my
conversation.
See,
that's
I reckon I
impressive
can
to me.
do that.
So then I've got to-
Gavin
genuinely
definitely
think
can
I
do
can
that.
do that. to
100%.
anyone.
I think the marker for intelligence is definitely have to be. We don't have to be, but I think wit plays a part.
Yeah.
Big.
But then you look at people like Lex Friedman, and he's got no wit whatsoever. Then people think he's a genius, but I think he's like
monotone.
he's the most monotone,
He's a
boring
robot.
cunt. Yeah, he's an android. Smart is subjective because, like, my dad forgot Jake's name when he walked in the door,
Yeah.
but I've seen my dad build a computer.
Yeah, but like,
So it's like,
you wouldn't be
build a
smart for knowing
computer?
Jake's name.
Yeah, like put a computer together.
Really?
Yeah, like I've seen him put a whippersnipper mower on a push bike and it worked. So it's like, what's
He also
smart?
let
and
his
what-
son poo on his head.
No, he didn't let that happen. Max just decided to drop.
He's relaxing.
Gav, why? Oh, this must be the same guy. I guess me and Jake have ours coming. Gav, why is your head so shiny? Go on, get back at him. Fuck.
Is that?
Go on. Fucking
It's not that shiny today, though,
There's
bro.
fucking lights right in front of you. Too.
You
Just
didn't
fucking
oil
makes
up,
it more
bro.
shiny.
Today I had no.
You didn't oil up, bro.
Before I came, I think I jumped in the pool and I hadn't sunscreened. Always sunscreen.
Nice. Here we go.
Shoots a shaved head, bro.
Oh, there's none for me or Jake. I get enough hate.
Damn it.
Can Rash do a rundown on what? Oh, we've done this. Go watch our episode with Guido, bro. Kitman. That'll give you the answer to that. Coaching State 5 seniors and want to progress my coaching career. I've been offered junior NPL gigs, but chose to stick with senior football. Did I end up making the right decision? Probably not.
I heard I had a conversation the other day.
No, wait. I need to finish
Can
this
I-
guy because then I look like an asshole.
Okay, then can I?
I
ask you
was
a question?
hoping that was it.
If you got NPL experience, you can move up through the years. That's what I'd say.
But we're talking about State 5, yeah.
Yeah.
If you were a coach of a State 5 team, who would you bring into the squad?
In terms of what?
How much money do we have?
Let's just say, let's not talk about money.
You can't attract quality, is what you're saying.
No. What would you do to then make State 5 successful? A team get promoted. Who would you bring in?
Gut runners.
You mean types of players, or mean staff members, or what do you mean?
Where are you getting from? Where are you getting them from?
So, like, if it's me,
Remember, State 5, and I think it's State 4. I think State 3 changes. I'm not sure. But visas are allowed.
what I would do is
Unlimited visas.
I want to know where he's
a surefire way. A surefire way for if I was a coach for me to win State 5 right now is to go to on Tuesday nights where I play five-a-side and grab everyone and we'd go win State 5.
But would they come with you?
That's what I'm saying. How do you
That's
convince
a-
them to stay?
That's a different question. You're asking what I would do.
Okay, and then so now you've put the question towards them.
Yeah.
How do you convince them to stay?
You never know, bro. Carl Valeri plays State 5. Like, if the club has money's the obvious answer, and if you don't have
Okay,
money,
but-
it's like you're playing with all your boys in one team and you could win the league. There's no other way.
But that's your answer, right?
Yeah.
So you either find a group of boys that are half decent and make it like a boys' club where they all get together on a Tuesday night like you do.
Like a gentleman's club, yep.
Yeah. Yeah. And afterwards.
Yep.
Or
Go NPL.
do you go for the young players, young unexperienced, but could dominate the league.
But he's
at
not
that
talking
level.
about that. He's talking about whether he
No,
should
this
go.
is a total different
Oh,
question.
okay. But where should he go?
Sorry,
Do-
I wasn't
do-
even sure of the question of his.
Holy shit.
This is my own question to you.
Yeah, okay, but we'll try to answer his quickly.
So,
Would we go, Gav? Would you go state 5 because it's senior football, or would you go coach under 15 NPL?
so I think at state 5, you either find and make a boys' club where you get a group of mates that are half decent.
Yep.
That's his only
Sorry,
way
I'm just
to.
saying something,
That's
yep.
his only way to get promoted or have success.
But what's the point to go to state 5?
That's what I mean. You've got to have a reason to bring players in. If he's the
No,
coach,
I'm saying what's the point of from a coaching perspective for his own coaching career?
well, maybe
what's
that's
the
his
point of
first.
going-
That's his first
I think
gig.
you stay. I think NPL because I think because there's going to be an element of like networking.
Can we
that's going
snippet
to help
this?
you
Can we
later
snippet
on?
this?
And if you want to,
Maybe.
No, not snippet it. Just timestamp.
Yeah. Timestamp,
You know,
Nori.
bro.
Thanks, man.
You know who's coaching State 5? Your mate Oakley, the legend.
Peter Zoyce.
Stuart Munro.
No,
Chilean guy.
Chilean guy.
Yeah, we know. We
Nilo.
saw him.
Yeah, we saw him there. Yeah.
Yeah, because I've seen him.
So
then,
is Stuart Munro.
so then I had this conversation with the guy there, and he brought up a good topic, and he was saying the only way you win this league is by getting old players and making it friend vibes and just
Yeah.
their half decent players to come in,
yeah, I agree.
or
Young
you get
runners.
really young players and break their ego away. Because what happens, a lot of players that are playing State 1 resis don't want to drop to that level, but aren't good enough to go into the seniors,
Hear that, Max?
right? So you may as well drop and have a killer season and have a chance to get promoted and be loved at that club forever for their 6 fans, or keep playing resis until you're fucking 30.
Good point. Should he coach NPL, juniors, or state 5?
Well, then it goes, how is he going scouting? And this goes back to the whole soul circle of that guy who is a legend of the NPL,
Oh, fuck these cunts alive.
right? Right? Legend of the NPL.
Yeah.
I would love to know why is he doing it, bro?
Because he probably
Ask it in a
doesn't.
different way.
No, Gavin actually makes a great point. But I think these guys are doing it because they're just doing it out of the goodness of their heart for maybe they have a personal connection like to the club or something. Like maybe it's like an ethnic connection or like because I know that one Nilo is Chilean and so
And
are
they're
T-Bra.
Chilean, yeah. But that's what I'd love to know why.
maybe
You know,
to
like
progress
I'm
your
surely
career?
one.
probably. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
This is the best question I think we've ever gotten.
Ooh.
It's so good. Huge call.
Wow, that's a massive.
My son is 11 years old. He loves your podcast. However, he keeps saying pause. It's getting pretty out of hand now. He'll say it anyone and anywhere.
Pause.
So he's not even using it correctly.
No. Genuinely
great.
say it anywhere and to anyone.
Actually, it's not great.
What's his name? What's his
Son,
name?
come down for dinner. Pause. That would drive
Dad.
you crazy as a parent.
Pause.
That would drive
All
you
right.
crazy.
Imagine, yeah.
All right.
I wonder what
I
else
could
he's
just
saying.
imagine. I could just wait.
Guys.
I could just imagine him just going pause.
Imagine his mum going, "You left your bag at school," and he goes, "Well, that's exactly right." Imagine that. He's gonna start saying that one next.
Really?
I want to do something. I want to do something for this kid.
Okay.
Whether we give him something,
Yeah.
we give him like a gift, or we shout him out, or like hell, if he's in the southeast, I might even go watch him play.
Let's give him a signed
That
jersey.
is a
by the-
legendary kid. I'm sorry, mum and dad. I'm not going to explain what it is, right? But just tell him not to overuse it. Just tell him be selective.
How about
Could
we
get him expelled from school.
How about we
I'm
sign a
assuming-
ball for him and we give him a ball?
Yeah, we got to.
Pause.
I think
Nah.
He's going to think, oh, that's a good one.
Let's give him a. Nah.
damn, we got 11-year-olds watching us.
That's fire.
Yeah, maybe.
What is that like? What's that?
You're
You
watching
grade
Grade
5?
I was watching Fat Peter at 7 years old. I turned out fine.
Doesn't ours say 18 plus on it?
Look, I'm going to be real. This is not a show for kids. Do not ever,
For that reason why.
Yeah.
There's a kid running up and down stairs just screaming pause.
do not, and what I mean,
Shout out to you, though.
What I mean, kids is like under 14, under 15. Please, it's on the parents to let their kids watch this or not. That is completely up to you guys. Please don't hit me up about role models and all that because I am the wrong guy for that. If you want role models, go listen to Diary of a CEO.
Can you just do that scene again? Just go another scene?
When
please?
you uncontrollably were saying pause at 12,
Yeah.
how did you combat that daily?
Basically, what I started doing was I'd get to my kitchen table in the morning,
Right,
and every time I felt the instinct to say pause,
right.
I'd just shove my hand in my mouth.
And said play.
I said, play.
And it ended
And
up
play.
becoming play.
It became play, yeah.
Yeah, and everything was fine.
And then it just stopped.
Wow, incredible. Incredible how he does it.
Was that a real one? Oh, my God.
You want to see a real one? Anyway. No, but yeah, please DM us and tell us who that is because that's my Mbappe project.
That's a super fan, bro.
That is
That's legendary.
Oh my god! Imagine he's hurry the fuck up! We're gonna leave for school. Pause.
Oh my god, bro.
He would see red mist, that parent.
Oh my bro! Imagine a kid saying pause at everything.
Yeah. You have created the most
I've created
annoying.
a monster. I've created a.
No!
Imagine him.
Hold on. This is still my studio, and someone else has to use that mic.
Ah, boo!
Imagine the kid running up the stairs with a microphone. Pause.
Hey man,
Now he has to smell his own fly.
Hey, we've been here for 3 hours.
4.
Should we wrap it?
Oh, my God.
2
4 hours.
2 more. Someone said do a charity match. Fuck a football match, to be honest. Do a boxing event.
Oh, that'd be
Rash
mad.
versus Olan Tekers. Gavin versus... No, actually, I reckon Jerome versus Nick Stav.
Wait, did they say
Isn't that
these?
a massive...
Did they say these?
Jerome pummels Stav, by the way. He's a strong little cunt. I've seen him in the gym. He looks like shredded. So I don't know. Shout out Nick
Really?
Stav. Shout out Nick Stav.
What do you think the weight difference is between the two of you?
Also the reach difference.
The reach and the height.
Yeah, and I'm a kicker because I'm ex-Muay Thai.
Oh, my
so
gosh.
I'm probably about 70 kilos heavier than him.
Yeah. So what is that? He's got to get up to heavyweight.
Yeah, he's got a few weeks.
Just picture him versus Nick Stav in a boxing ring and then them in a clinch.
I would watch it.
I don't want to do boxing though. I'm only doing kickboxing
Okay.
because that's my specialty. Yeah, my front kicks, my roundhouse, my
Yeah,
spinning
I
butterfly.
could see you got a big kick. Yeah.
Yep. I got a big thing on me.
Tuna cans.
Pescatarian.
Why don't more NPL? I can't answer that, man, because I'm not in New South Wales. Predictions for State League since they kicked off this week. State 1 winners. Malvern.
State 1 winners.
Yep. State 2 winners. Casey Comets. I'm just saying all the clubs I know in the leagues.
I was going to say, how do you fucking know
State
this?
3 winners. Southeast. This is all Southeast. I don't care about the other places. On the count of 3, Jake. 1, 2, 3. Sandringham.
We've drawn the first game. Bit of a slow start.
Yeah, I said it
I
was a
thought you
warm-up.
guys won.
No, we drew.
What? Against
Yeah.
Croydon?
I love that Jerome is already saying we about Sandringham.
Mate, he was there
It's
with it.
fantastic.
He's become best friends with players.
Dude,
Already.
me and the Papadopouloses,
Really?
You love them.
dude, we were like, Chelsea fan? Chelsea fan? You like wrestling? You like wrestling? Yeah. And then I made out with him. State 4.
Crazy.
Fuck it. We're getting relegated. But Lindale are winning State 4. Let's go. State 5
Does Lindo even have a sniff, like, honest?
of staying up.
So they're not getting promoted.
Bro,
who's actually fighting in State 4?
State 4, Endeavour.
Endeavour, yeah.
Endeavour.
Who cares? Mate made it by children.
Mate made it by children. You've lost it.
What
Bro,
about
this is a big...
State 5, Keezy?
State 5, Keezy. Okay, State 4,
1-0.
Endeavour.
I wouldn't mind going watching Endeavour.
They were really good yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Springvale City apparently have splurged.
In State 1.
State 3. Sorry, State 4. Springvale City.
Oh, because they've come back to life.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
No, don't sing it. That's too much.
Have you seen that
How is
guy?
that?
No,
Sing it,
Rash,
sing it,
Rash.
sing it.
What about
Well, that's exactly
South
right.
Springvale?
Bro, I don't. How many Springvale teams are there?
Yeah.
I'll tell you
What's
straight out.
going
That's who I was
on,
thinking about.
man?
Straight out. Springvale City.
Straight out.
Straight out. Springvale City. South
City.
Springvale.
White Eagles.
Springvale White Eagles. And...
Is there another?
South Springvale.
Yeah, okay. We said them.
I don't know which one's which even.
Did you
honestly.
guys see, just on all of this, regardless of
Except
soccer, don't worry about
Just
that.
on all of this, regardless
Hey.
of this.
Did you guys see KFC have brought out their own
What?
banh mi?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I'll be trying it.
Nah. Okay, hold up.
Tonight.
Hold up.
What?
We're talking about Springvale, and he goes, "Oh yeah, KFC have a banh mi."
Yeah, because I thought of Springvale and banh mi. Because I tried to think of like the next club,
Yeah,
and
segue.
the closest thing was banh mi.
It's a segue.
Great catch. That went over my head.
Because I was like, "How's he done this?" And I was, "Oh, Springvale."
I think my
The-
pod
the thing is-
fatigue came in because I did not
the
even
thing is,
catch
that's
what
exactly
he was
what
doing.
I was
I'm gonna
thinking.
fight.
Was like Springvale Road, banh mi.
Right, gotcha.
And then for some reason went to KFC.
Listen, I don't want to hear your shit about Sandy not winning the league, man. I've got to support the boys, all right? One of my dogs is playing there. I got to support the fucking boys. And I think I'm friends with like 3 players now, so...
You came in the change rooms for it, didn't you?
No, I'm not doing that. Scared.
Scared of the pescatarians in there.
Well, that's exactly... Anyway. I said I wasn't good. You know, this whole convo of give and take, we just gave him 3 hours. What do you want me to do?
And
Pause!
quote unquote, we're not going over 2 hours today.
Yeah, that's exactly what
Happens every week, man. We
Happens
just
every week.
continue. We just can't get off the couch.
Oh, I can't wait to bring in Patreon so I can give you guys shorter reps. Anyway, if you're still here for some fucked up reason, don't know why you would be still here. Spotify, 5 stars. Follow Bootin' About. Like and subscribe on YouTube. And
Pat your
don't
dog.
Google what pause means. Suited and booted, Nor, Lord, Jake,
CFO.
Gavin. We love you. Bye.